Metro Channel 11 presents the High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Memorial Stadium on the campus of A.L. Brown, it's the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis hosting the Spiders from Concord. Good evening, everyone. It's a big second-round playoff game in the State 3A High School Football Playoffs. Along with Woody Kane, I'm Randy Whitley, and Woody, it's the sequel, round two. Here we go again. I said a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I could stand another one of these.
I was going to say, I didn't think it could get any bigger, but judging by as many fans as are here, this is bigger.
Well, talk about the SBC. Boy, have they held up well in the playoffs. Matter of fact, 3 teams from the conference still in it.
Yeah, they really have. You look at the brackets, just our section of the brackets. Concord and Kannapolis meet tonight, and they'll take on the winner of Northwest Cabarrus and Asheville-Irwin. So we could go, 2 or 3 more rounds very easily.
As far as, you try to sum up some storylines with this game, Woody, I thought we covered all the bases 2 weeks ago. Is there anything new?
Well, in fact, there are a few new things we can talk about in terms of storylines for this game. The first one we can talk about is round 2 squared, because this is the second time these teams have met. It's the second time that they have met in the season. It's also a battle to move on to the playoffs. They've done this a couple of times in the 90s now. So not only do they meet for the bell game, they meet in the playoffs. Next in our storylines is the possibility that Kannapolis could go 5 in a row against Concord. That's unheard of in this series, the way it's gone back and forth and back and forth. So Kannapolis gunning for 5 in a row tonight. And our last storyline is that numbers add up. You recall the last game, the first quarter, Kannapolis came out and ran like 23 or 24 plays to only 3 for Concord. Then you turn around in the third quarter, the Spiders keep it for about 10 minutes and do the same thing to the Wonders. You had 0 turnovers in that first game. All kinds of things that you don't normally see did happen in that first meeting.
And another thing to keep in mind, they're already out of popcorn, Woody.
They might be out of popcorn and hot dogs and everything, too.
Okay, Concord and Kannapolis, the right to advance. 3A playoffs, it's all coming up next. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here at A.L. Brown High School. A long since packed stadium and still filling. Still a few minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff, and the pulse of the team. Steve Gann always checks just moments before the kickoff, and he had a chance to catch up with Jeremy Ryan of the A.L. Brown Wonders moments ago.
We've got up assistant A.L. Brown coach Jeremy Ryan. Jeremy, it seems like every time we talk about a big game. At this point, everybody's undefeated.
Well, it's week 2 of the playoffs, and we feel this is the most important game we played all season.
You have no problem getting your guys up. You got a good football team. Take us through a Friday before the game. What do you guys do? Tell us about what they eat. What kind of ritual is it?
Well, at 3:30 in the afternoon, we have our pregame meal. It's a steak dinner with baked potato and corn and cookies and bread and lemonade or orange juice. It's pretty much the same routine every week. And then we have a walkthrough around 4:15. And then the kids and coaches kind of separate for a while, and everybody just kind of hangs out around campus and gets their minds right and prepares for the game. And then around 6:20, we come together, and coach gives a little speech, and the players may say a few things, or some of the coaches. And then actually, you'd be surprised how business-like the approach actually is. It's not a lot of hooting and hollering. It's not a lot of kids jumping around, acting crazy and wild. It's just everybody just getting relaxed and ready to play the game of their lives.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. It seems like we've known Bruce Harding for years and years, and he never shows emotions. He never seems to get excited. What excites the gentleman?
You don't see Coach Harding show emotion, but we do all the time. It's Coach is pretty much a person who keeps within himself and within the team, and he trusts people around him to do things for him, so he doesn't have to stress so much over little things. He delegates responsibility well.
Coach Ryan, we mentioned round 2 of the playoffs. Everybody's undefeated. A tough team coming to town, Concord. You guys played them. They played you probably the best game of the year, 10-7 here a couple weeks back. What's the thoughts? What's the attitude? What's the emotions? What's the keys?
Well, the idea is it's 2 equal teams going at it, and it's field position, it's turnovers, it's the kicking game, it's all the little things that lead up to victories, and whoever accomplishes those things and I guess puts all of it together at the same time are the ones that are going to come out on top.
You know, it's we always talk about the Bell game. It's not for the Bell. It's for the playoff rights. It's for the rights to move on and play another team next week, and then move on to Chapel Hill. So, what does Bruce tell the guys? I know he tells them, you know, fundamentals, and you guys practice that all week. What's the last thing he tells them?
Play like you live, and that's Coach's philosophy. He says, live your life hard and disciplined, and take an energetic approach to everything you do, and that's pretty much his philosophy and ours. We back him fully.
Jimmy, we'll let you get to work. Thanks for taking time out and talk to us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. You know, 2 weeks ago we talked, Woody, about both these teams having 18 seniors playing in their final Concord Kannapolis game. Well, we didn't know it at the time, but we do know it to be true tonight, because
there's somebody who will be a senior one day.
Exactly. He's can't wait. 16 rings.
Look up in the corner. There you go. Well, boy, they've come loaded for bear, haven't they?
It sure has. Speaking of 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you could have scripted that game any better.
Well, there were a lot of things that happened in that game, and let's kind of take a look back for fans who may have been under a rock somewhere and missed it. Things started off with Concord booting the ball deep to Kannapolis. The battle for the bell at Concord High School. Kannapolis came down in their first drive, and Rush Rollins a little short and a little bit to the left on his opening field goal. The Concord crowd enjoyed that. Josh Lee, filling in for the injured Justin Harden, had a big contribution, primarily running the ball, and he's a big linebacker, so you know he can run over some people. And Lee leads them to a touchdown here and puts Kannapolis on top, to the delight of the thousands of Kannapolis fans who showed up for that game. Then Jamel Jackson got his chance, but the Kannapolis defense forced him 3 and out. E.Z. Smith calls for a punt and sends his team out. Marcello Standback had a huge game for the Wonders. Big hole up the middle here, had to get around the official, but he makes it work, and he just had a great game all night. That led to another attempt by Rush Rollins, and again, he missed it. Then E.Z. Smith sends his troops out for the second half, hoping they could turn things around, and they did. They controlled the ball for the first 10 minutes or more to start off that second half. Lawrence Harris, a big force in that drive, but Jamel Jackson got a cramp. John Rary came in. He pitches to Johnny Mac Johnson, who takes an end to tie the score for Concord. The Concord crowd obviously thrilled about that. Then Concord's defense stepped up. They finally shut down Standback on that drive. E.Z. Smith there. There's Anthony with the punt. And this is going to set up a big punt return by Johnny Mac Johnson that's going to give Concord some great field position here. You're going to look at him taking it to the right side, get some good blocking, crosses midfield, and they finally get him down at about the 42 or 43-yard line. But then Kannapolis' defense steps up. Jamel Jackson tries to buy some time. He sees Jermaine Porter deep in the end zone, wings it all the way to the corner, but Porter can't hold on. That would have put the Spiders up by a touchdown. The fans could not believe it. Kannapolis gets another chance. Jamel Jackson comes back the other way. The defense holds. Now Kannapolis is driving, trying to get a field goal. This was a play to keep the drive alive on 4th down, and Standback comes through big with a 3-yard gain. Now they're trying to get it to the middle of the field to give Rush Rollins one more chance. Remember, 10.2 seconds to go. E.Z. Smith looks on. He had already missed 2. Here he comes from a 32-yarder again, and it nicks the upright, sails through, and gives Kannapolis the victory as the Kannapolis fans celebrate. What a ball game it was. A low-scoring game, but one of the more exciting games you'll ever see.
Boy, am I still excited. And I tell you, I believe it took them more than 2.5 minutes to play that game, but those are the major highlights. As we said, you couldn't have scripted it any better. Well, we talked about storylines. Let's talk about some keys to tonight's game, and that one right there will win a championship as well as defense will.
Well, it really will. When you get 2 teams of this caliber, it always comes down to the little things, and both these coaches emphasize special teams. Concord kicked a last-second field goal to get here. Rush Rollins, we just saw, made the big field goal to beat Concord in the Bell game. It always seems to come down to that. One thing we didn't see, we saw Johnny Mac Johnson with a big punt return. We didn't see Kannapolis make a long return, but last week we saw that indeed from the Wonders as well, as Ribbons ran a big one back. Another big key in this game is going to be turnovers. Remember, there were none, and that's almost unheard of. No turnovers in that last game, and I think we'll probably see a couple tonight, and that usually helps determine the outcome of the game. One final key that's going to be huge tonight right, is the air attack for both of these teams. Very few passes last time. There you see Justin Harden on the right, Jamel Jackson on the left. Very few passes for either of these teams last time. Josh Lee, the quarterback last time. We saw Justin Harden just pick apart South Iredell last week. Jamel Jackson didn't throw a whole lot, especially in the first half of last week's game, but he's going to the Shrine Bowl, so you know he can get it done there. He'll be playing a defensive back in that contest, however. I really think whichever team is the more effective passing will be victorious tonight. Not so much in terms of yardage, because Kannapolis typically throws more than Concord, but Concord needs to complete some passes to open things up for their powerful running attack. Kannapolis, on the other hand, if you don't watch out, boy, they can burn you deep, as South Iredell found out.
Well, folks, if there were any secrets in this series, I guarantee you one thing, we'll see them tonight. We'll be back with more in just a minute.
Number 9, number 21. Brace yourself! Number 37, Larry Hart, and number 77, Ron Tobacco. We're delighted this evening to have with us for point guard, United States Congressman Robert Hayes.
Hey, gentlemen, slide down a little bit so I can talk to you for a few seconds. I demand good sportsmanship. Hit them hard, knock them on the ground, pick them up, and do it again. If you start running your mouth to each other, I'm going to tell you one time to stop it. I'm going to tell your coaches, and he's going to get you off the field. If you want to play football, play football. If I have a foul, I'll holler white captain, green captain, both of you may come up and listen. But once you accept it, that's it. If you don't understand, I'll tell you again. Any questions? I have a silver dollar. Congressman Hayes will flip it. You call it in the air loud enough so we can hear. Congressman Hayes. Yes, sir, that'd be fine. Heads, you call. Heads. Gentlemen, it is a tails. Sir, you won. You may defer. You may kick or receive.
Receive.
You want to receive? He wants to receive? Receive. You want to spin the scoreboard? Where's the scoreboard? There it is. Green, what you got on this side? On this side.
Well, our buddy Congressman Hayes doing the customary coin toss tonight. Good to see Robin Hayes and Larry White, the referee. Obviously, he's got things under control, and we've seen this officiating crew before. They're a good bunch.
Yeah, they really are. Once you get up to the playoffs, boy, they got to kind of grade out to get here. It's kind of like the teams. It's good for them to make it too, but we have some starting lineups to show you now. Kannapolis will get the ball first. They're going to get the ball first. Concord will kick away. Kind of like the Bell game started, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of scary. You know, the interesting thing of all the playoff games in the 90s, it's the third time they've met like this, but all the games have been down at Bailey Stadium. This is the first time they played here at Memorial Stadium. So maybe E.Z. Smith and the Spiders hope that luck will change as our mystery fog bank, or cloud bank, is back.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know what the deal is with that. You've got, looks like Marcus Rivens and Marcello Standback deep for Kannapolis. The Spiders still in their huddle. Now they come out to kick the ball away.
We were talking about it being mysteriously quiet with over 10,000 people in the audience here tonight. I think 2 weeks ago they wore themselves out before the game. So now, but when the teams came on, Lord have mercy, they're here.
They're kind of saving it up now for the kick. They don't want to get too worn out before things get underway. But there's got to be close to 8, 9, 10,000 people in here. There's Marcello Standback, and just what an outstanding year he has had.
One of those unsung heroes, a big part of the offense. But
speaking of heroes, here's the hero for Concord last week.
Isn't it ironic? Drew Walters kicks a winning field goal. Rush Rollins kicks a winning field goal. It could come down to those two guys as we are ready to get out of the way here. The second round of the state playoffs, Kannapolis and Concord. Walters ready for the signal from referee Larry White.
Well, are they going to let him kick it or not? He's saying, come on, man, come on, let's go.
Here we go. And we are underway. This a short kick. Fumbled and a big pile. Concord could have the football.
They do.
inside the Wonder 35-yard line, and it was Andy Boyd on the kick coverage. A little pooch kick mishandled by the Wonders up men, and there's their first turnover of sorts and breaking the game, Woody.
And special teams is what we talked about. Antonio McClure, number 99 there, a sophomore linebacker, couldn't handle the ball. He fielded a couple you recall last week against South Iredell. Here's the Concord offense now. Z. Smith in the middle, David Helms, one of the captains, McCarthy, a captain as well, and Justin Bass and Dennis Miller. Then the backfield for the Spiders, Jamel Jackson headed to the Shrine Bowl. You got Johnny Mac Johnson back there, Lawrence Harris as well. Porter, one of the receivers, split out wide along with Desmond Thomas up to the top of your picture.
First down, and the ball's fumbled from center. Jackson picks it up and goes for about 3.
Wait a minute, that's Rary.
Yeah, John Rary is starting. So apparently Jackson, we don't know what happened in the warm-ups.
He's there. He's in the backfield, though. He lined up at a tailback spot the first time there. Let's take a look at the Kannapolis defense. We'll first check the play. The ball mishandled a little bit, but Rary grabs it back and is able to make something out of nothing there and picks up actually about 4 yards or so.
Here is where the Spiders, you have got to capitalize.
You really do. You don't get many opportunities against a good ball team like this. You've got to take advantage of it.
On second down, tailback Jackson spinning inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It was Lee Basinger who got him by the ankle.
And kind of a curveball, I guess you could say, being thrown by A.Z. Smith here, coming out with Rary. Take a look at it again. Spins, Jackson, and Basinger just got him by the leg.
Key third down conversion. Of course, I would think you're in 4-down territory right now. The nose of the ball just inside the 25-yard line of the Wonders.
Well, you remember on Headliners, A.Z. Smith kind of acted like he was kidding, saying a lot of people were telling him he should use Rary at the quarterback and let Jamel stay in the backfield.
Here is Rary handing off Jackson, first down and then some to the Wonder 20-yard line. It looked like Ryan Kraft over there on the tackle, among others, and I believe Josh Lee teamed up with him.
Take a look at it again. Just a great hole on that side of the line, and Jamel picks up the first down.
So the Spiders, it took them a long time to get that initial first down several weeks ago, but they have moved it 14 yards here.
Did you see the size? Now look here, they're lining up Z. Smith as a fullback. Are you kidding me?
We got jumbo heavy in here on this.
I'm telling you, you want to talk about the refrigerator now.
There's the secret and the surprise, and there's a tremendous defensive play. Shrine Bowl bound Desmond Williams.
Boy, he just broke through and said hello.
No doubt about it.
He just was a green blur coming through there and put Jamel Jackson on the ground. And then told him about it afterwards.
Man, a loss of 2. Most exciting 2-yard loss you'll witness, I believe.
Boy, this is really unusual. Z. Smith has been playing center a good bit now for Concord, and he's lining up at the fullback.
Toss sweep Jackson on 2nd and 12, stopped, and it looked like number 31 over there in a late flag. Jason Brown was the man with penetration for the Wonder defense.
And Jason Brown just keeps making plays, doesn't he? Watch him here, 31 coming through, top of your picture. Just too many guys to block there, and Rivens gets in on that one late as well.
Let's check the flag. Face mask against the Wonders, and that will be a dead ball foul. Well, they will tack it on for the point of infraction.
We talked about how few penalties there were in the first game, and that's always something that upsets Coach Harden or any other coach. You get 2 great defensive plays, and then a penalty just negates all that. It gives Concord a real shot at a first down here, only, what, 3 yards away?
Yeah, it was only a 10-yard penalty.
From the spot.
It's from the spot, so instead of 2nd and 13, you got it like 2nd and 3 now. From the I formation. Smith. And now Jackson banging the middle. And the Wonders will stop him, I believe, short of the sticks there. Like Williams was there, Duran Lipscomb, also Michael Davis around the football, just inside the 10-yard line. Or just outside the 10, excuse me. There is A.Z. Smith.
Hey, there's our old pal Jerry Hathcock right behind him.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if you got a question about Concord, he's the answer man. He's got all the information.
Yeah, Jerry, if we didn't say thanks during the regular year, thanks.
Yeah.
3rd down and less than a yard. Play fake. Rary rolling. Stopped. It was Basinger And Lipscomb getting him for a loss, and that was huge when he back to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and what you've got here is a 215-pound defensive lineman chasing down a little 150-pound quarterback. He shouldn't be able to run him down from behind like that, but you know what? He did.
The Wonder defense has given up just 21 points in the last 7 games. Now you say, well, they gave up a touchdown last week. No, that was the offense who gave that touchdown up.
And we got a timeout now.
Critical. 4th down and 3 coming up. The clock shows 8:26 remaining. First period, no score. As we return, we have seen the new crinkle in the Spider offense, and now look at here. Jamel Jackson is in at quarterback with a single setback on 4th and 3. Looking, and on the reverse flanker around, actually getting the first down inside the 5. Touchdown, Concord. Johnny Mac Johnson takes the mail home.
And there was a great block at the top, Randy. 2 great blocks, actually, but I saw 65, Dennis Miller. Watch him right there. You see him pulling out now. He maintains that block for a long time, and that enables Johnny Mac to turn the corner. There was also a pretty good block by the receiver over there. I believe it was Desmond Thomas making a block out there, but those guys had to hold that a long time, and it's a lot to ask a guy to hold a block for, 4, 5, 6 seconds like that.
Last week's hero, Drew Walters, out of the hold of John Rary. It is up, it is long enough, and it is through the heart. 8:17 remaining. The Spiders have jumped out on top 7-0. Whitley along with Woody Kane and the entire Metro 11 production staff. Points off turnovers. Good teams take advantage. And Concord did just that on the bumped kickoff and recovered the fumble and drove it 34 yards. And on a big 4th and 3 with a little flanker around or end around play. What a call by E.Z. Smith. And right now, Uncle Mo is sitting in the seat of the gold and black and white right now.
He is indeed. And boy, what a curveball E.Z. threw, putting his son there at the fullback spot and Rary starting at quarterback.
Do what you got to do. At the 16-yard line, here comes Duran Lipscomb. Spinning, takes a hit, and will go down out across the 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Spiders kick team. Leading the way looked to be 52 down there, and that was Scott McCarthy, who has played an excellent defensive end position. Here's the Wonders how they shake out on offense.
And speaking of excellent, they've got an excellent offensive line for Patrick Tuttle, Lambert Crosby, and Davis. Harden, Lipscomb back starting at fullback, stand back, Kraft. Big touchdowns last week for him. Blair Harden and Justin Chambers as the Wonders come out. We'll check the Concord defense in just a minute.
They're going to start Gerald McCray, the fullback position. Pretty big guy as far as in that position. He is a 6'4", 220. He's a little bit bigger than Justin Chambers normally.
He looks like a tight end, though, doesn't he, size-wise?
Here is Standback, cutting against the grain, hit and popped after about a yard, maybe 2. It looked to be Andy Boyd over there and Scott McCarthy. There's the way the Spiders look defensively on the line.
Well, Boger, Z. Smith, he'll move around a lot. David Helms, one of the captains, Desmond Thomas, and then Scott McCarthy, another captain up front. Courtney Caldwell, what a fine athlete he is. Andy Boyd makes plays. Jamel Jackson headed to the Shrine Bowl as a defensive back. Johnny Mac Johnson with great speed, and then Rary and Meller there in the defensive secondary for the Spiders.
2nd down and 8. Harden audibilizing. Changing the play in the line of scrimmage. Tailback. Big hole. Stand back. Has one man to beat. And then the pursuit catches him, but not before. Marcello Standback carries it to the Spider 38. He came within an eyelash, Woody, of breaking it all the way.
He really did. Only Johnny Mac Johnson was there to slow him down, to keep him from taking that one to the house. Just a great burst up the middle. Standback had a hole, but what speed when he gets through right here. Look at that. And a great block as well up front from one of the Wonders. And you see Jackson trying to wrestle him down. Caldwell was there.
Looked like Kirkpatrick was the big block, number 77 on the offensive line. 1st down and 10. Here come the Wonders with the answer to the Spider touchdown, perhaps. It will be Caldwell who is checked in.
And Caldwell got it.
Maybe about 2. Yeah, Caldwell beat Caldwell.
Yeah, the ball came loose, but he was already on the ground.
Speaking of Standback, he's rushed less than 200 times this year, and he's got over 1,450 yards. Caldwell over 800 yards. So you've got that kind of production out of the backfield. That won't make you forget about Nick Maddox, but it makes it a lot easier to live with.
Well, that'll get the job done, that's for sure. Caldwell's going to stay in there, and McCray stays in, and he had a good block on that last play as well. But excellent pursuit by Caldwell to get Caldwell.
Tell you what, both head coaches gone with the big fullbacks here tonight. 2nd down and 8. They'll flop the tight end to the left side, and here is Hart with a play fake and the controlled rollout. Good time, pops it upfield, overthrown, intended for Ryan Craft down at the 20. Well covered by the Spiders over there by Johnny Mac Johnson.
Z. Smith with some pursuit that time. You know, I think on that last play that Standback broke, that might have been Crosby, Matt Crosby with a big block there, and he's blocking Z. Smith here. You see him breaking through, gets his hands in the air, and boy, that came right into your living room, didn't it?
Look at that's a tight spiral on that thing. Guarantee you, Justin got a good touch there.
And he was looking for Ryan Craft, who he just was on fire last week against South Iredell in that second half. He just scorched him for a couple of long touchdowns.
6:18 remaining, first quarter. 3rd down. Hart with all day now. Now he's punched out of the pocket, throws it upfield, and Blair Hart, his brother, with a tremendous catch in the 23-yard line and out of bounds. 1st down, Kannapolis.
Well, number 1, I can't believe he caught it. Number 2, I can't believe he held on.
Now they say incomplete. Yeah, apparently we were shielded.
Let's take a look and see where he came down. Just all kinds of time for Hart, and he fires a strike. Look at that now, and I think Jamel Jackson kept him from coming down inbounds.
Okay, that's the part we couldn't see.
But I thought if the defense forced you out, then you would get the completion, but maybe not.
Michael Anthony now on to punt, the first punt of the game for the 5'11" junior.
Even though he didn't get credit, what a great fingertip grab by Blair Harden out there, and just a sharp hit by Jamel Jackson afterwards too.
Anthony, the ball is blocked by Concord. Coming through, the Spiders will recover inside midfield. Scott McCarthy came through, the only guy who got through, and he did his job. He went for the football.
He sure did, Randy, and he was just about untouched. And after he blocked it, he didn't know where it was for a little while. Watch him coming right here, and now he can't find it. Now he sees it.
Anthony's the only one who knew there for a while, but McCarthy, like a cat, off the turf and pounded on that mouse, didn't he?
Yeah, and we talked about special teams and our keys to the game, Randy, and so far 2 huge special teams plays by the Spiders.
And now the offense leading 7-0 with some momentum. Having the second possession of this game as we've got Rary in at quarterback.
And Harris is back at fullback now.
Pretty much a kind of a, there's the pile moving forward for about 3 yards. But more of a familiar personnel set-wise for the Spiders in the backfield this series.
And that will move Z. Smith back to the center spot. I think Easy just wanted to give Kannapolis something different to look at up front there. And, you know, that is real effective if you're going to run between the tackles. But if you want Z. Smith at, what, 300, 280 pounds to lead you around the ends, Jamel Jackson or Johnny Mac Johnson is going to outrun him before he can get to the end, most likely.
2nd down and 8 for the Spiders. Ball loose. Rary has to pick it up, and by then Josh Lee and company were there to pound on him at about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line.
And here's the Wonder defense. Chambers, Basinger, Mike Davis, and Des Williams. Congratulations to him, headed to the Shrine Bowl. Ribbons, a huge punt return last week. Lee, excellent at linebacker. Brown, Kraft, Collins, Harden, and Charlie Fox.
I look at the spot of the ball now. I'm not sure. That's the original line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, I think they gave him forward progress because he picked it up and took a step before the sea of green washed over him.
It is at the Wonder 45, and it's a key 3rd down and 8 coming up. Concord has been able to convert so far tonight. Wonder showing blitz, and now a flag. Somebody is offsides.
I think probably Concord moved. Let's see.
They faked the blitz, got him to flinch, and you know what? It worked.
5 for flinching, says Larry White, the referee.
Well, that will change everything around. It'll be 3rd down and 13 now. Easy Smiths, and man.
Well, last time the big penalty hurt Kannapolis. This time it hurts Concord, and Easy Smith is out there pleading his case. But Kannapolis showed blitz last time, and that may be what made the Concord line flinch.
The ball back in midfield, line to make the Kannapolis 37-yard line. 3 wideouts this time for the Spiders. Rary drops over the middle, complete, and Porter caught it, but it's a little short of the first down. Guarantee you, Jermaine said, you throw it to me in this game tonight, I'm going to hang on.
Well, do you go here or not? You're just over midfield. Probably not. Take a look at it again. Pretty good protection. Rary fires a strike. Porter wide open, and then looks like what Charlie Fox got him at the end. They're going to be about 2.5 yards shy.
You want to pin, you play field position. You have the lead.
And there's a guy you don't want to kick to.
We'll see what Walters does. You want to get it deep. You want to get it away from that guy. Talented punter. He can do the job. And a high kick. Beautiful kick. Rivens fumbles the ball. Now who's got it? I believe the Spiders have recovered again.
Amazing.
Inside, or actually around the 11-yard line, and coming up with it looked to be number 65 for the Spiders, and that is Dennis Miller.
And he had a great block on the touchdown, Randy, so 2 huge plays for him. Boy, Walters, or check it, not Walters, he just got that high in the air, and it took forever to come down.
Special teams, Woody, and right now, Kannapolis' special teams, which have been rock solid over the years, is the difference in this game. Timeout called by the Wonder defense. 3:43 remaining, first period. Spiders up 7-0, but knocking on the door again. A fumble on the kickoff, the Spiders convert. A fumble mishandled on the punt return. Can Concord convert again? They're in business, Woody.
Well, they sure are. It's amazing, Randy. We had no turnovers the whole first game, the Bell game, and now we've got, what, 2 already?
Jackson in at quarterback will toss it this time. Johnson met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. And give credit for the initial wave to Rivens. He's the guy who fumbled the punt, so he's trying to make amends.
Well, Rivens won't do that very often. You go a long time without seeing Kannapolis make 2 turnovers, much less in 1 quarter. And you want to talk about taking a beat now. They kind of held Johnny back up there and took some shots at him, but that's what you want to do. You want to punish those backs as they come through there.
The defense has been asked to do a lot, especially in the first 9 minutes of this game. And right now, here come the Spiders.
Still staying with Harris at the fullback and Jackson at quarterback.
And who's going to get it? Jackson keeps it, busted to the clear. Touchdown!
You know what that looked like? That looked like the play Forest Hills used to do a lot, where you have 2 guys with a hand on it and let Jackson decide whether to let go of it or pull it away. Watch here. They both got it, and Jackson says, well, I'll take it.
Don't know who to tackle.
That's right.
You got a 50-50 shot. That time, the Spiders won.
Forest Hills used to do that all the time, and it was always so tough to know who to go after.
A 10-yard run by Jamel Jackson. And now Walters to attempt the extra point with John Rary to hold. It is long enough and good. 14-0. Concord has jumped out quickly in this second round playoff game. 2:56 remaining, first period. 14-0. You just joined us. Well,
you missed a lot already.
We've almost had as many points scored in the first 9 minutes as we had in meeting number 1.
Now, do you go with the short kick again here?
You keep them guessing. Let's see what Mr. Walters does. There's the little squibber, and it will be Justin Chambers at the 30. He says, oh, let's go to the outside. He'll get about 10 more yards out across the 40 to the 43. So the Wonders will have good field position. There's a flag, a couple back over there at midfield. That was away from the action, so.
Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul in all probability. There were some guys wrestling around right on the K after the whistle blew.
Larry White, the referee, discussing things. The umpire tonight, Billy Alton, linesman Alan Coninger. You've got the back judge, David Williams, Judge David Williams. Jerry Probst is the back judge.
Well, let's see. Flags came flying everywhere. Personal foul, the call against Concord.
And that's a dead ball foul, so that will be tacked on from the point of tackle. So if you're Concord, you want to seize that momentum, give your defense to give them 3 and out. That would be great. Keep that momentum going. You don't want something like this to happen.
And Bruce Harden is glad to see one go the other way. And now this is going to give his offense excellent field position here. But, you know, you mentioned momentum. If you're Concord, you've come out, you've gotten a couple of turnovers, you're up by 2 touchdowns, and that wasn't even near the play. You don't want to do something like that to, you know, when you've got all the momentum, stuff like that can turn it around very quickly. Lipscomb back in at fullback now for Kannapolis.
The first series, Kannapolis got to the Concord 38, I believe. So they're starting this drive at the Concord 41.
He may be changing play again.
Yeah, see something in the defense. Hart. Ball loose. Whoops. He pitched back and nobody home. But Justin Hart went back to get it.
And that's a coach's son there. Some guys would try to pick that up and make something out of it. He simply dives on it and says, let's start over. Watch him again. It just came out of his hands when he turned around.
Yeah, not a busted play or anything. It's just, I think a little anxiousness here.
Well, they lost about 5. But the thing you got to keep in mind is you can't get it back all at once. You have to be patient. There's still, you know, about 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. You know, there's a long way to go yet. You've got to settle down and be patient. And Harden is just the guy to do that for him.
2 wide receivers from the I formation. And here's Harden on the option. Looking for a block on the corner, and they'll get him from behind. He got about a yard, maybe 2. That was Courtney Caldwell coming out for the Spiders. And a nice open field tackle by the linebacker.
And he had some great speed on the pursuit. Justin wanted to pitch it, but Concord, you see all the white jerseys there, just strung that play out very well. And Justin knew that by pitching it, he wasn't going to gain anything.
Now Hart will be forced probably to the air here. It is 3rd and 14.
Well, watch 37. He's coming down to the bottom of your picture. That's who he tried to go to last time. Of course, Kraft at the top. You know he can go deep.
And watch Chambers. He's the tight end. He'll line up in a slot. Well, he moves out a little bit further at the top of your screen.
Okay, watch them all.
Yeah, okay. And watch Easy Smith. He's giving chase. Hart buys some time, throws it downfield, and is it a catch? Inside the 30-yard line. They are going to say, well, they're talking about it.
Because none of the officials were over there close, Randy. That's the bad thing. When Justin rolled like that, the officials were a little bit out of position, and neither of them were closer than 20 yards to the play.
He got his feet down. We did see that. Let's get a chance to look at it on the replay. This is from ground level.
The question was, were his feet in bounds? We know he got them down, but were they in bounds? Boy, you really can't tell where the line was there, but nonetheless, great effort, great concentration that time by Chambers, and great job by Harden to keep the play alive by rolling out under heavy pressure.
Big 3rd down conversion, 3rd and 14. And the Wonders with Standback, who has done well when he's carried the ball, goes to the 23-yard line. Marcello has got the Jet shoes on tonight, it looks like. He started strong.
Check him out here. Look at those moves. Boy, he can hop faster than a lot of guys can run.
And that is a quiet 6 yards.
Now, that helmet's seen a few wars, hasn't you? See those streaks on there?
Have to recoat that one at the end of the year. 25 seconds remaining, first period. At the Spider 23, the deepest penetration of the night by the Wonder offense. It'll be Caldwell hitting the middle, and they got him by the ankles, but it'll be near the first down, depending on the spot. At about the 19, inside the 19-yard line.
I think it was David Helms who got him, and whoever got him was lying on the ground when Caldwell came by and just reached up and tripped him.
And you better reach up quick because those guys can get by in a hurry.
Guarantee you, there's Easy Smith. Clement Fleming was right behind him there. And we're going to have the first measurement of the game.
And the chain crew comes out with 6 seconds to go in the 3rd period. They'll stretch them out, and it's that close.
Wow.
It'll be 3rd down and, I don't know, what do you say, 4 inches?
Maybe.
Watch now the Harden sneak.
Yeah, he's been so effective with that for the last couple of seasons.
They probably, they get a chance to get the playoff here before the quarter ends. 14-0. 2 turnovers by Kannapolis, 2 Spider touchdowns. That will be it. As the fans on both sides, or really there is no side, it's all the way around tonight. Come to their feet. We'll be back for period number 2 in just a moment. returned. The A.L. Brown fight song. And boy, I tell you, he's happy to be on TV, getting a little airtime. Hey, Mom and Dad.
He was pointing at you, Randy. He said, "You the man."
Well, we try to be the man.
There you go. There's the man right there.
That is the man right there. He don't let anybody fool you. He's who's in charge.
Yeah, boy, what a great job he's done since he came here to Kannapolis. And it's hard to believe how long he's been here. It seems like it hasn't been but just a few years, but what, it's been 10 now?
10 years.
Wow.
2 state championships, 3 trips to the finals, and deep into the playoffs the majority of the years. What a program. What a program across the fairway, too. Concord has put on in the 90s as well.
No doubt.
3rd and short. They'll sneak it, and they'll have the first out.
You know, you talked about the programs, Randy, and when you're as good as Concord and Kannapolis are, watch Justin on the keeper, just kind of dives across to get the first down. When you're as good as these 2 programs are, it gets to be like the top-flight, big-time college programs or the big, dominant pro teams. Everybody gives you their best game. No matter who you're playing, you're dodging bullets every week because to any other program, it's great when you beat a Concord or a Kannapolis.
It is 1st and goal with 3 wide, and here is Harden. He'll keep it, got about a yard, maybe 2 that time, down near the 15-yard line.
And somebody's got a hold of him and won't let go. I can't see who's getting up there. Maybe it was Desmond Thomas, perhaps?
Yeah, but see, Desmond is a bit around.
Nope, wasn't him.
It was one of them big mutters down there on the line, that's it.
Too much weight for Justin to carry very far.
Yeah, those 265-pound guys, they slow you down just a little bit.
And now, he was given a few further instructions back there to stand back in McCray.
Stand back as check back in and tailback. And it'll be stand back to the pitch. Student body left, gets it blocked, cuts it outside. Flags are down, stand back down to the 12. That one looked like it could have gone for more, but a good open field tackle by the Spider defense. And we'll look what the penalty could be.
Usually it's a hold there. I don't think he left early. Let's see. Here comes the official. As you watch the pitch here, Andy Boyd got him. It's against Kannapolis.
Looked like it might have been McCree blocking in the back. Let's see.
Perhaps you're right. I think that was the call, Randy. But another big, costly penalty for Kannapolis.
Well, they've overcome 1. They've overcome a 3rd and 14 situation in this drive.
But, you know, the first one was the big face mask that kept Concord's drive alive and led to their first touchdown. And now this one takes them out of the red zone. It's a hold.
So that will be major.
And, boy, Bruce Harden's got to be just churning over this because his teams rarely make the mistakes that they've made right there. Kawan Kirkpatrick grabbed a hold of Z. Smith, and that was the call. Here we go.
2nd and 16, moving back to the 24. Harden with all day to look. He's going zone. Incomplete. Double coverage in the corner on Blair Harden. Jamel Jackson, you've got your best athlete back there on one of the most dangerous receivers in the area.
Well, that's what Jamel is going to the Shrine Bowl as, a defensive back, and he was back there looking his chops for that one. Blair turned into a defensive back himself that tried to keep Jamel from making the interception on that play.
Well, the thing we've noticed in the career of Justin Harden is you see him pass this ball is if his guy can't catch it, most of the time, nobody's going to catch it.
Yeah.
And he throws it to the outside of the receivers where it's hard to intercept. Right now, they need a 3rd and 16. They'll slot Chambers out to the bottom. And a quick out, and it's incomplete.
Kraft couldn't hang on that time.
Just a little bit too low. They were setting up something, a little one-on-one out there. And, you know, I don't know if Kraft might have been going to throw it again.
That's what I was wondering.
That could have been a little crinkle in Coach Harden's offensive arsenal.
Well, looks like they're going to go here, Randy.
Well, if you don't make it,
well, you're out of field goal range.
Yeah. Because if you kick a field goal, it's going to be about 30, 31, 41 yards.
And they've got to get, what, to about the 7 or 8 yard line here.
They've got Standback split to the bottom of the screen. He's a potential receiver. Lipscomb in the backfield, a block for Harden. And here comes the Concord rush. Harden eludes, and he is clotheslined out of bounds. It's Caldwell across the far, Desmond Thomas at the 29-yard line.
But Gary Boger flushed him initially. That made the thing break down. Watch number 2 coming through here to chase him out. Right there. That's what made him roll. And then there he comes at the end, was Desmond Thomas to push him out of bounds. And you see him congratulating Boger. He was the one who really broke up that play. Thomas just finished it.
So the Spiders defense holds. And now you look back at that penalty, and how big was that?
Huge, no question about it. Tremendous.
They'll take over with 10:25 still to go here in the first half. Boy, we've had enough excitement for the entire game.
I was going to say, it feels like we've had enough for a whole game already. It feels like playoff football, doesn't it?
I'm ready for halftime. Now let's see who's going to be calling him. Here we go. Jackson's back in at quarterback. From the eye, the fullback. And nothing there. Maybe a yard for Desmond Thomas, the senior. 220 pounds, 6'1". I'll tell you one thing. Both these teams have got some pretty hefty fullbacks running in the offense tonight.
And they keep running them at you and keep running them at you. Both these teams can bring in fresh legs all night long and don't lose much no matter who's in there.
Versatile is the word.
Boy, it's a shame that this game isn't later in the playoffs, you know? These are no doubt 2 of the better teams in the state.
I know for a fact, 1991, they were the best 2 teams in the state.
That was the state championship for all intents and purposes.
On second out, Jackson over the middle and complete. First down, Concord at the 40-yard line. Greg Cummings, he's the money man. He's the leading receiver on this Spider offense.
And he sat down right in the seam and waited for Jackson to deliver the ball and takes a pop afterwards. Kind of a wobbler, but he hangs on. Great concentration, nice catch there by Greg Cummings. And that's the kind of route, that's the kind of pass we didn't see from Concord in the Bell game.
It ain't pretty, but it's just as complete.
You won't see an asterisk by the completion in the papers saying it wasn't a pretty one.
They don't rate you for technical merit or artistic impression, right?
As long as it gets there.
Fullback, straight ahead. 4, maybe 5 yards out to the 45-yard line. Rumbling. Thomas doing a pretty good job. Desmond Thomas going both ways tonight, and he is...
he may be asking for a little breather here. Check him out. Here he goes. Kind of surprised we haven't seen Harris more.
Well,
with more carries, I mean.
It's kind of like you got your closer in the bullpen. Maybe that's what he's saving him for.
Maybe so.
Got some real fresh legs coming off the bench. Spiders will slot 2 down at the bottom. On 2nd and 6 from the 45. 8:40 to go, first half. Wonders come with a blitz. And Jackson gets away on the pursuit, and he does a great job to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was caught for an 8-yard loss.
He sure was. Josh Lee had him dead to rights, and he ran right out of his shoes trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think he may have even gained a foot. That is just amazing. Watch this. Here comes Josh Lee, and this play should be over, but I don't know how in the world he got out of there. Brown comes up to help finish him off along with, looks like D'Angelo Collins. But that is one of the things that has been a hallmark of Jamel Jackson as he relaces the shoes. He is so elusive. When you think you've got him, you don't.
Jason Brown had him, he thought, on the carom, and Jackson still got about 3 more yards after they made contact. So back to the line of scrimmage. An exciting, almost not quite, no gain.
Yeah.
3rd and 7.
A whole lot of excitement just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And Jackson really a break with all that running around. Those are long shoelaces.
Must be.
They're about 175 inches, I think.
Well, I mean, he may have done the smart thing there and take a little bit of extra time to get a breather.
Sure. 3rd down. Jackson play fake. Sets up, throws. And complete. First down, Concord at the under 46-yard line. It's Greg Cummings once again in some traffic that time.
Sure was. And another strike by Jackson, Randy. This one wasn't a wobbler. Watch it zip over. Pow.
Yeah, that one had a little bit more artistic impression on it.
Sure did.
And the Spiders convert again. They'll move the sticks and keep the drive going.
This may be the most effective offensive performance we've seen from Concord this year. Not that they haven't done better than this in some other games, but in terms of the games we've seen them on TV, their offense really looks crisp tonight.
Fullback hits. You know, most of the time that one's going to get you a yard, 2 yards. But sometimes it gets you about 50.
You never know.
And
that was Harris.
Lawrence just now getting here to the dance and warming up a little bit, just kind of checking things out there.
He just had to kind of wiggle around and see if he could find a little bit of daylight there because Kannapolis had that one sealed up pretty well.
He's been asked to do so many things. Last year, you know, with the injuries. This year with the injuries. And with Jackson going out early, so Lawrence Harris has been a pillar of strength for the Spider offense. 2nd and 8. Jackson pumps once. Now reverses his field, looks for some room, and there is not much there, but he does make something positive happen. Down to the Wonder, 42.
And again, Randy, credit the Kannapolis secondary for good coverage. Jamel couldn't turn the ball loose, but I don't know how he made something out of nothing here. He can't throw it there. They're still covered. They're still covered. Now he decides he's got to run, and he just kind of squirms and wiggles and finds a way to get through there and actually picked up a yard or two.
And did you notice Desmond Williams looked like he fought through the entire town of Concord, Kannapolis, but he got back to get a piece of Jackson. He ran him all over the field. Number 90, there he is.
That's why he's headed to the Shrine Bowl. He's just an outstanding player.
Here's another key play for the Spiders. 3rd down and 6. And it will be Johnny Mac Johnson hit, and they slowed him up. Jason Brown slowed him up long enough for Michael Davis to finish the tackle. So the Spiders will be forced to punt. But if anything, Woody, as we watch this play again,
well, and really the guy who broke that play up, Randy, was Michael Davis, as you mentioned initially.
If anything, they occupied some clock and they got the field position back, and now they can try to kick and pin the Wonders deep.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. That's what they want to do. They're leading by 2 touchdowns. They don't need for anything to happen right now but the clock to go away.
Yeah, they don't need any more points. What a kick. Walters with a view. Ribbons, fair catch. No, he doesn't. He catches it. Eludes one man, eludes two. Stiff arms. Oh, what a block. Now the wall is set up, and the Spiders White with a signal hold against the Wonders. And the Spiders.
Another huge penalty for Kannapolis. You have something positive going your way. You look like you've got something happening, and suddenly you're backed up again.
With the hold, though, that will give a 1st down to Concord.
Wait a minute, though. Wasn't it on the return?
I thought it was.
If it's on the return, it was after change of possession, but evidently not because Concord's got the ball. Amazing. I thought it came on the return, but the officials are saying no.
Well, a new set of downs for the Spiders.
And that makes the penalty even more devastating for Kannapolis.
A change of possession. With the penalty, Concord sets up at the Wonder 32. Jackson with a play fake, rolls, bootlegs, flags are down, and Jackson goes down under a sea of green after about a yard gain. This one looked like it may go against the black and gold this time. There have been some strange calls already in this game.
A lot of things you don't normally see here, but this one is indeed going to be against the Spiders. It'll push them back. But at this point, the penalty is not as damaging to Concord as it is to Kannapolis because the Wonders actually had the ball, you know, and their penalty gave it back. We talked about special teams, and so far the Wonders have had a big hold on special teams that gave the ball to Kannapolis, 2 turnovers. And, boy, you never see Kannapolis have that many problems on special teams. I mean, never.
2 turnovers, 14 points off the turnovers. The difference in tonight's game.
Sure is.
And you said 2 weeks ago neither team made a mistake. Well,
they really did.
That's the difference.
I mean, there were, what, less than 10 penalties that whole game, it seemed like.
1st and 15 now for Concord at the Wonder 37-yard line. They've got them spread out this time. 4 receivers to the bottom. And they come with a blitz, and we're in there on the handoff. Desmond Williams with the tackle on Lawrence Harris. And that one got back, maybe lost a little bit.
Watch Josh Lee. He was the guy blitzing right here, and he didn't get Harris, but he stopped the play and turned him away from where he wanted to go and essentially broke the play down.
So adjustments being made even as we speak.
What a fine year Josh Lee has had, huh? I mean, he's been just amazing at linebacker all year. Then your starter goes down at quarterback. You ask him to fill in. He comes in the second half of the Northwest game, leads you to a win there, leads you to a win in the Bell game.
It's 2nd and 16. Jackson pumps over the middle. Oh! Incomplete.
Charlie Fox, what a hit.
Oh, my goodness. Cummings is hurt.
Wow, and that lit the crowd up. Oh, my goodness, that hurt.
That is where the rubber meets the road, friends.
And see, I think that Cummings was the guy who got hit by Des Williams a minute ago. So he's got to be hurting twice now.
And we saw Cummings hurt. He's not afraid to mix it up.
Watch this. Charlie Fox over the middle. Pow! Oh.
A timeout as they attend to Cummings. 3:58 to go, first half. We come back. Good news. Greg Cummings walks off under his own power, although he may have had to say, the bench is over there, son. He's shaking up.
Well, that's the kind of hit that rattles the feelings out of your head there now.
Charlie Fox with the sophomore hit, playing like a senior, and now a stoppage in play. Concord has asked for a timeout. 3:58 remaining. There you see Cummins trying to shake out the cobwebs there. He'll be back. He's made some key catches in this game. He's
if they were really thinking it was serious, they wouldn't be letting him walk around like that. I mean, they'd be attending to him and, you know, giving him some treatment and stuff. And he did get up and kind of jog off under his own power. But
saw Cummings take a shot. I think it was a Central game back in the regular season where he was just upended, or it might have been Northwest. And he came down kind of hard on his neck, but he was okay. He was out, I believe. Had to sit out a game. But
well, that hit reminded me. There's Jim Brown making sure he's okay. He used to be the coach at Central, but that reminded me of the hit that Northwest put on Durant Lipscomb in that game. That was just a crunching hit as well. We've had two of the best hits of the year right here on Metro 11.
Had Greg Cummings held on to the football,
we would have been my hero.
We would have given it the game ball now.
Wow.
3rd and 16 facing Concord at the Wonder 38-yard line. They work it from the I formation with 2 wide. Jamel Jackson, the senior, he's had a fine game to this point. Looking for more as he rolls. Plenty of time. Going deep. Flags are down and incomplete. There's an interference call. The intended receiver, Richard Howard, the junior, and I think Ryan Kraft on the coverage for the Wonders.
And this may turn out to be one of those do-overs, Randy. We may have offsetting penalties here. Take a look at it again. And it looked like Howard jumped a little too soon, but Kraft made contact before the ball got there.
Now, referee Larry White with the call. Let's see. Hold against Concord. Declined. Pass interference against Kannapolis. Offset.
Okay, not declined, offset. I was going to say, why would you decline? You wouldn't want to do that. It's going to be a do-over.
We've got one of Woody's famous do-overs coming up.
That's right. Remember when you were a kid in the backyard, you played so I didn't like, well, just do it over. Don't stand there and argue about it all day. That's a do-over.
Yeah, you sit there for 10 minutes. No, he did this. No, he did this. All right, let's just do it over.
That's it. That's what we're seeing right now at a much higher level. That's in the officials' rule book. I guarantee you. You go right down there and ask Larry White, and he'll say on page 47, it's the do-over.
You wait till halftime. I'll check that out here. We'll have that do-over there. Well, right now the do-over is about to be done. 3rd 16. Pressure coming. All sides. Jackson running for his life, and will pay the price at the 41-yard line. Good coverage downfield by Kannapolis' secondary, and Jackson really did the smart thing.
Blair Harden flushed him out initially. Des Williams finished him off at the end, but Jamel did the smart thing here. He could have just tried to throw it wildly downfield, but he just took one for the team to keep some field position for his punt unit.
Rivens, who electrifies you every time he returns the punt, trying to atone for the early fumble. And now Drew Walters, he's been kicking to him tonight.
Yeah, but the last one, he really hung in the air. The first one, I mean.
Kicks this one end over end. Rivens back, gets away from it. It hits and will be blown dead inside or right at the Wonder 10-yard line. Kannapolis with time down 14-0 here. 2:56 to go in the first half.
Well, and a lot of people are probably going, well, why didn't Rivens take that and try to run it back? Well, they always tell you when you get inside the 10, don't mess with it. Let it go. The worst thing that can happen is it can fall right where it did. Otherwise, you may have a situation like you did there in the first quarter where you can fumble it or, you know, you can muff it and the Concord team can come down and take advantage of it.
You see the sidelines. The coaches, they're not into this thing at all, are they?
Oh, no.
I formation. Stand-back is the tailback this time. Harden's going to go to the air. Looking deep. Now looks again. Now looks again. Now dumps it up and just threw that one away. Smart play by the senior quarterback.
He bought himself a little time scrambling around back there and got some good protection. There's Des Williams. Got some great protection that time, but credit to Concord secondary. They just would not let the receivers get away. The reason he's trying to throw out of the shadow of his own end zone here is there's only 2:48 to go. His team's down 2 touchdowns. They need to make something happen.
He's got as much time. You know, you can throw 4 passes the time he had. Good protection by the offensive line, but good coverage, as we said, by the Spider secondary. Once again, you've got Kraft and Harden wide to the left of your screen. And they'll go with a fullback pop. Nothing's going nowhere. Maybe a yard, possibly 2 that time.
And they're still wrestling around and pushing and shoving in there.
They did blow the whistle
a while ago.
It'll take them 30 minutes to unpile as Lipscomb. He's up. Easy Smith's up. Well, you know it's going to be a long. I mean, Z.
He's acting like his leg is hurting. Here comes Durant Lipscomb, and he was the guy who got that shot in the Northwest game we were talking about. Got a slight concussion, they said. And boy, last week in the South Idle game, he showed us that he's back at full strength.
Oh yeah. Just over the 11-yard line as we tick down. 2:10 left, first half, and now the Wonders have called a timeout on 3rd and 9, facing them. 2:09 remaining in the first half. Randy Whitley along with Woody Kane and the entire Metro 11 production staff back at Memorial Stadium. It is 3rd and 9 for the Wonders at their 11-yard line.
Well, there are people everywhere in here.
And work 1 setback this time. 3 wide for Harden. Z. Smith with a little fracture and going deep. He's got Chambers open and complete. First down in front of the Wonder bench at the 33-yard line. They just lost sight of the tight end who came out the slot.
He kind of played possum though, Randy, and just kind of lulled him to sleep and then took off toward the sideline. See him coming now, and they've forgotten about him. They don't think he's going to be involved in the play, but he fooled them.
And gets him out of the hole, gets him a first down, and that play took 7 seconds. 34-yard line. Now you're up where you've got a little bit of operating room as far as field position is concerned. And we know what Justin Harden can do. Toss to stand back. Cuts it back. Gets open. Gets a block. Cuts it inside the Concord 40-yard line. He was zigging. He was zagging. But he was going the other way pretty quick.
You mentioned Justin Harden, but this guy can do a lot too. And he's fired up and into it now. Inside 2 minutes to go here.
Standback ought to be near 100 yards rushing. And he's done it in a quiet fashion. A couple of big runs here in the first half. This a key possession, I guess you could say. Now Kannapolis with a realistic shot here, getting some points on the board before halftime. The 37-yard line, Harden rolls to buy time. Pressure coming. He'll go deep, looking for Blair. Harden overthrown inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, they're throwing haymakers at each other now, aren't they?
They've got them running all over the field. Different. Looks like the little zigzag patterns, like Chinese fire drill. And, you know, if you're a secondary guy for Concord, you got to say, what kind of a pass pattern are they going to come up with next?
Tell you what, all these puppies are going to need to sit down at the half and take a breather.
Well, all that excitement stops the clock with a 1:35 before halftime, and it brings up 2nd and 10 from the Spider 37.
You know, it would be easy when Kannapolis was down there at the 10-yard line to just kind of say, all right, let's just get out of here and go into the locker room and regroup. Well, you have to keep in mind that Concord kicked off to start the game, so the Spiders are going to get the ball back first in the second half. Kannapolis can't afford to waste any possessions.
Stand back, and McCree, the running backs. Fake and a flag.
I think the Wonders left early on the right side, or the left side up there.
That is a 5-yard garden variety penalty for illegal procedure.
I think it was on the left side.
Hey, look who's, hey, it's our buddy.
Robin Hayes up in here after flipping that coin. Your arm tired?
We see the Robin Hayes.
Oh, okay.
And,
all right. He's saying last time he made the toss, Concord won the toss and lost the game. This time, Kannapolis won the toss, so we'll see what happens.
Well, good thing about it, Robin didn't say anybody got changed for $1.
That's right. He came out there prepared.
To you. 2nd and 16 for the Spider 42. Harden throwing, tipped, and incomplete. The tip by the defensive man, Gary Boger, led to the incompletion. Justin Chambers couldn't quite hang on.
Did he get a finger on it or just distract Chambers? Let's take a look and see.
Looked like it may have been tipped. Let's see.
Chambers couldn't see through him, I know that much.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was enough to bother. That was a bother.
Yeah, if he didn't tip it, he sure distracted Chambers.
Well, now, instead of maybe looking at the end zone, you got to look at 3rd and 15 here if you're a Wonder on the offense. The line to make, the Spider 27.
You still got time.
Oh, an enormous amount of time in this game. 1:18, first half. Two slotted to the bottom of your screen. Deep drop. Harden forced out of the pocket, under pressure, ducks it out.
And they want a flag. The Spiders do. They were saying there was no Wonder in the vicinity.
It was out. I don't know if that rule is like in the pros, you're outside the tackles.
Yeah, that's outside the pocket. You might be able to just get rid of it. Check him out here. McCarthy breaks through, and then coming up from this side, looks like Desmond Thomas to chase him out, and Harden finally just has to get rid of it.
Well, the Wonders have brought in the punt team. Well, what did we see? We've seen a fake punt this year? Yeah, we've seen one of those.
Yeah, but not 4th and 15, you probably won't. Of course, the Spiders don't have anybody really deep.
And movement on the right side of the Wonder line. I think Chris Gibson was the guy who went a little early. That'll be 5. Actually, that's really better for the punter because it gives him a little bit more field to work with. 5 more yards anyway. Stay tuned. If you haven't enjoyed the last game and a half of Concord Kannapolis, probably you'll enjoy both great bands coming up at halftime.
Yeah, we've got hitting, we've got balls flying all over the place, we've got kids flying all over the place, and we've got music too.
Yeah, we got some finesse folks out there.
We got it all.
Spiders field for the return, and Anthony kicks it deep. They don't have anybody back. It hits at the 10, trickles into the end zone. It'll be brought back. So Concord has 63 seconds. And they'll set it up at their own 20-yard line. Jamel Jackson is just, you know, if you're a mobile quarterback, we've seen him scramble more tonight. And it's got to have its effect later in the game because we know Des Williams and Lee Basinger and Josh Lee, those guys, but you're chasing a guy like Jackson all night long all over the field. It's got to have its, you got to pay some prices later in the game, maybe. I know these guys are in shape. By the 13th game of the season, they should be.
Well, no question. And you see Bruce Harden there. He's already thinking about what he's going to tell his team at halftime here. But if you're Concord, you might be content knowing you get the ball to come back out of the locker room first.
And boy, if they could put together one of those 10-minute drives again, this game might be over. You never know.
Josh Lee with a fine play, and Des Williams as well.
At the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard, and that's about it. Concord's content probably, well, you don't want to make a mistake right here.
No, you don't. You don't want to do anything crazy and put the ball in the air and give the Wonders a chance to turn that momentum around on you. Of course, it would be awful tempting to try and throw a haymaker at him here and see if you can go up 3 touchdowns, but the judgment would probably keep E.Z. Smith from doing that.
Well, depending on what happens tonight, we'll be at one of 3 places next week. We'll either be here, we'll be at Concord, or we'll be in Asheville.
Right, with Northwest. Well, no, Northwest may be playing one of these. We'll have to see.
Yep. That will either be, if Northwest wins, they will either be here if Kannapolis wins or against Concord. That will about do it in the first half. Couple of mistakes, the difference. The special teams that made that difference in the first half. We'll go to the break. The Spiders lead it 14-0. It is 14-0. It is halftime. The Spiders of Concord 1/2 away from advancing to round number 3 of the state 3A football playoffs and a possible rematch with another SPC foe. We'll just have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Let's look at some numbers. And you would think, looking at that, Woody, that Kannapolis would be ahead in this game.
You really would. They've moved the ball well between the 20s, but they haven't been able to put points on the board, and that's the difference right now. Kannapolis has rushed well. They haven't passed as well as they normally do. Only 3 out of 9, but Concord 3 out of 4. We said they had to pass better, and the 2 turnovers, that's the huge difference there. And I don't think they've got 4,078 yards in penalties, but
it seems like it. Sometimes, doesn't it?
They are almost that costly because it seems like they came at the worst possible times for Kannapolis. We went over some keys at the beginning of the game, Randy, and it seems like several of the things we talked about have come to pass. The first one we mentioned, special teams. Well, Kannapolis had 2 turnovers on special teams. They fumbled the ball away. They led the Concord scores. They also had that big holding penalty on the Concord punt that gave the Spiders the ball back. It didn't lead to points. Turnovers we've talked about. Kannapolis already has 2. And the air attack, Kannapolis' air attack hasn't been as effective as normal. Concord's air attack has been a little more effective than normal. They threw more in the first half, it seems like anyway. The stats probably wouldn't bear it out, but it feels like they passed more already than they did in the Bell game.
And the effectiveness of it, 3 of 4. Jackson, his ability to scramble, find the receivers. Cummings had a great half for Concord, catching the football. As you see, the Wonders have made their return onto the field, and we're waiting on Concord, and we're just a few moments away from the second half. There's Easy Smith. He is leading his army of Spiders out, and they are pretty much single file out there, and they have still got their game faces on and some last-minute instructions by the 20-year head coach at the Concord Spiders. His teams, I guess maybe you could say, it sounds like I like the guy, number one, but he has been so close to the big dance so many times.
Really
state semifinals last year. Could this be the year? A most inauspicious start, 0-2. People gave him up for dead. Who's Concord? You look around, they're 8-4, they're in the second round. Don't count this young man out. This is his last hurrah, so to speak.
It really is.
Quarterback. And
I imagine there were some stern words passed around in that Kannapolis locker room at the half, but, you know, if Concord was down 14-0, you wouldn't be as confident about their ability to come back because they don't generally anyway have that quick strike capability that we know Kannapolis does. So this game is far from over, but the main thing right now is that Concord up 2 touchdowns is going to get the ball first here. And you remember in the Bell game to start the third quarter, they kept the ball for 10 minutes. If they can eat up a lot of clock here, it would really be to their advantage. Of course, Kannapolis, you know they made some adjustments in the locker room.
We have seen so many strange things happen in this series, these type of games, in this place. It's almost, well, Kannapolis does have that 12th man out there, and you know it's probably not going to be a runaway. It'll be a tight one before it's over with. At the 8-yard line, Johnny Mac Johnson zigs and zags and gets out near the 30-yard line. They're still fighting and running and pushing and shoving down there.
You thought the first half was intense? Watch this. The intensity is going to go up at least 2 or 3 notches here. You're going to see.
I really believe we're going to see some big plays. I just got this feeling. I'm talking about the guy breaks at 60 yards or 45 yards, and you get the long touchdown pass or the interception, or something's going to ignite it.
Both defenses have actually played very, very well. Kannapolis' defense just found their backs against the wall a lot more in the first half.
Here come the Spiders on their first series here in the second half. Tailback, met, stopped. Josh Lee, the linebacker, came through the hole, stood up Harris, or Johnny Mac Johnson, and that's it. About a 3, maybe 4-yard loss.
Ribbons was in on that one as well, and he just broke right through and shut this play off.
The 6'2", 200-pound junior. A loss back to the Spider 27. 2nd and 13 coming up. A statement. How many times you know that first series in the second half makes a statement? It kind of sets the tone for the second half. How important? It's very important. Jackson with the tailback. Jason Brown, Scott Johnson again for maybe a yard loss on that play. Well,
Jason Brown, Randy, one of those guys you almost feel like there's 2 of him out there. 31 is always around the ball, isn't he?
needless to say, the last 2 plays, Kannapolis has won in the trenches. And now it sets up what, if you're Concord, you don't want to have. 3rd and 14 at your own 26-yard line. But this guy, number 10, can make it happen.
Kannapolis crowd is into it.
Concord fans up as well. Twin sets this time, and they'll toss it, big side of the field. Playing off his block and making a stellar play is Marcus Ribbons. That's the way you play it. That's the way you practice it, starting back in August.
Great job by Ribbons to fight off the block to make the play. Johnny Mack looked like he was going to have a little room, and Ribbons just shed his block and killed that play.
Not a good series for Johnny Mack Johnson, the senior running back. He said, man, I never had a chance, and he didn't.
And here's where Ribbons is dangerous, Randy. He's going to get the ball just over midfield in all likelihood.
Kannapolis shows 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Do they come after Walters?
Well, that didn't work.
Well, they came a little too soon, maybe, and it will cost them 5, perhaps, as Larry White, the referee, comes and tells everybody in attendance the call. Offside.
It's Kannapolis. Illegal substitution is the call there, and maybe they had somebody on late.
Justin Chambers comes off the field. Well, they have 12 guys on the field.
Oops.
Can't do that.
Nope.
And I'm sure if you're Coach Harden, you should say, well, boy, that's only a 5-yard penalty.
Well, now Ribbons will be standing at his 40.
So Walters back on, standing at the 20. Drew, the sophomore. And a high, beautiful kick, angles out of bounds. Now where it went out, we'll just see. Here comes the linesman or a side judge.
He was very fortunate to get that away, Randy, because Brown was right in his face. Jason Brown streaked through and darn near got there. He may have gotten a hand on it. And the Kannapolis fans aren't happy with the spot.
Well, it's going to be at the Wonder 42, 43-yard line. Not a bad place to start your first series in the second half.
No, and that's about where Ribbons was standing, but boy, Jason Brown was just a hair away from making a block that might have led to a touchdown there.
Now the key first-time possession for Kannapolis here in the second half. Stand back at the tailback. Lipscomb the fullback. As Harden sends 3 wide. They'll go the fullback. Lipscomb busting up the middle and almost got away to the Spider 42-yard line.
John Rary got him down, or he would have been off to the races.
15 yards on the first down carry for Lipscomb.
And no matter what the outcome, Randy, after that shot he took at Northwest, it's great to see him back and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed out here.
And the nice thing about it is you're glad to see most of the key guys back for this game. You wouldn't want it any other way. First down Wonders at the 42 of Concord. Toss. Here's stand back. Boy, that is a tough 2 yards. Wrestling to the ground, and let's see who gets it off. Let's see. Yeah, you got it. I thought it was, because not too many people that big out there.
Another Spider broke through and turned it. Let's see if we can catch who it is. Missed the number there, but one of the other Spiders broke through and turned Standback back the way he didn't want to go.
Z got him a couple of shots of Gatorade at halftime, and he's chasing.
And you see again, he's moving all along that defensive line.
2nd and 9, just outside the Spider 40. Harden to stand back. Tripped, cuts it to the outside, and they got him by the ankles, or he would have been gone, I believe. Looked to me like Andy Boyd may have saved a touchdown, because Standback had a full head of speed heading toward the outside.
He sure did. Watch 24 dive and just get an ankle right there.
He may have had Johnny Mack Johnson to get around, but there was not many people left after that. It'll be 3rd and short.
And this is something Kannapolis didn't see a lot in the first half, 3rd and short.
They'll flank Hart and Kraft. Hart to the top, Kraft to the bottom. And Standback hits the hole, and we'll have the first down near the 31-yard line.
Well, they tried to pull him back, but once he's there, he's there. First down.
It's not like the catcher kind of catching the ball outside, kind of moving it in on the plate, you know, and there. Can't get away with it with a running back. He's a little bit too big to spot.
Yeah. So they practically picked him up and carried him back. But they got an unkind spot. It looked like that he got a little more yardage than that, and it was darn close to not being a first down.
They'll wind the clock as we go under 8 minutes in the third period. 14-0 Spiders. Kannapolis for their first series here in the second half. Have it 1st and 10 at the Concord 31-yard line. McCree is the fullback. Now Harden will flop Chambers, the tight end, over on the right side.
He's changing.
He's doing a complete remodeling job here on this play. Trying to option, Spiders string it out, and they will get Harden for the loss. Back at the 35-yard line. Credit number 45, Shane Miller. He didn't make the tackle. Desmond Thomas did. But Shane was over there to bottle everything up.
Look at this. He just has nowhere to go. The Spiders really strung that play out well. You see Thomas coming up and making the play. That's the kind of play that Kannapolis has been so successful with all season long, and even in the Bell game they were pretty successful with it. But Concord is all over the option tonight. And both the coaches told us on Headliners, Randy, that preparation was the key.
At the 35-yard line, second down. Same set as they've got Chambers on the right side again. Fake it to the fullback, option out, and losing his footing, trying to cut back a stand back. Gary Boger there just in case. The Wonders will lose another yard or maybe 2.
The Wonders have been down around the 30, even around the 20 a few times, but the Concord defense seems to rise to the occasion when they get close to the red zone. Watch Z. Smith here.
Isolate on him.
Yeah, they tried to cut his feet out from under him, but he fought through it and then cheers his teammates on.
He was there just in case.
Yeah, that's a nice just in case.
It is. 3rd and 15. The line to make the Spider 21-yard line. Single setback. They'll flood it with receivers. Pressure going deep, and the pressure was the difference in the incompletion. Ryan Kraft, the intended receiver.
Sure was. Malore got through there and forced Justin to throw it before he wanted to. He had no choice but to go ahead and get rid of it. Watch him here. See, coming through right there is 45, got through and got in Justin's face, and he just had to get rid of it.
They had the right maybe pass play called there because Kraft looked like he was open or had a shot. Now Anthony will try to pin the Spiders deep.
Concord doesn't have anybody back deep again, Randy. You know, last time Kannapolis punted from here, they did the same thing.
Don't want to make a mistake. You're up 14-0. If your defense can play D, you don't need any more points. Beautiful kick by Anthony, angling toward the sidelines, depending on where it went out of bounds. The referee says, or the official will move up.
Well, he's not sure. There he goes.
It's like doing a couple shag steps there, but it will be at the 15-yard line.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
He did that without a partner, too. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So it's going to be just, well, not quite the 16.
Yeah, an extra little shuffle there.
And I think the Concord coaches wanted a better spot than that, kind of like the Kannapolis folks did on the last punt.
If you are Concord, you do not want to make a mistake. You do not want to give Kannapolis a chance because you know 9 out of 10 times what's going to happen.
Well, right now they've kind of quieted the crowd, and you don't want to get them an opportunity to get back in it.
First down from the 16. Tailback through, nothing. A loss to the 14-yard line. Looked like Ryan Kraft in there all over Lawrence Harris.
Josh Lee was there as well. There you see him. He pursued that play from the left side, Randy. He came all the way across to make that play on Harris.
Check it, I saw 21. Dyslexia is a terrible disease. I'm sorry.
Well, he was upside down.
Well, okay. Okay, thanks, Woody. Bail me out again.
There you go. When he gets turned up like that, you can't really tell what number it is.
It's kind of like 6 and 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they have officially closed the door over here in the press box. A little chill in the air. 2nd and 11. Inside 5 minutes to go, third period. Jackson with the play fake into the air. Pressure, throwing, complete. At the 24-yard line, and it is Porter with the reception. The big junior has come back and has made 2 good catches, clutch catches here in this game.
Little pressure here. They flush Jackson. He has to step up, but great job by Porter. He was open. Not quite the first down, but this is reasonable.
I believe Jackson might take the mail, or does he get it? Well, let's see who's in the backfield here. Easy Smith has done some coaching tonight.
Well, a lot of times this is where you see Concord give Jackson the option. to make something happen.
3 wide receivers for the I formation. 3rd and a long yard. They'll go to the fullback, and Jackson keeps it. Play that worked for a touchdown in the first half. He gets the first down out to the Spider, 31-yard line. Jason Brown with the tackle, but that's the Forest Hills Bentley play, I guess you could say.
Sure was. See here, they both got it, and then Jackson pulls it out. Boy, Brown was the guy who was going after the guy who he was trying to hand it off to, fought off that, and still got Jackson. That kid's come to play here, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like 2 Jacksons you got to fight there. Chances are number 10 probably going to keep that ball. He's going to pull it back. Right now, Concord wants to eat time and move that football. Fullback with a hole, rumbling. First down, Concord to the Spider, 43-yard line. And Desmond Thomas was a load to bring down that time.
Sure was. Josh Lee came on the blitz that time, Randy, and they went right where he would have been. C12, right there where they're running is where he would have been.
Sometimes you gamble and win, sometimes you gamble, and that time Concord won it. You blitz, you try to make something happen. And that time Concord able to take advantage is what he said. 3.5 to go, 3rd period.
Feels like the 3rd quarter's just flying by, doesn't it?
It is. Only 3 possessions. This is the 2nd possession by Concord. Jackson on first down, bootlegs, and it's nothing there.
They're going to get a big hold that time on Dennis Miller. He grabbed Des Williams and just wrestled him to the ground.
Dennis Miller, the junior, had not only had Des Williams to fight off, he had about 4 other green shirts in the back. I said, which one, Coach?
Watch 65 here. See him right there? He grabbed him from behind and tried to get back out of it, but the official was right there.
You do anything you can to get the advantage. Sometimes you get caught.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have held Des Williams over his career. They just don't always get caught. When you are as fine an athlete as he is, a lot of times that's all you can do is grab the guy.
Yeah. Talk about a penalty that you say, well, that's a big holding call. It's going to move him back to the 28-yard line. That's 15 big yards of field position right there that could make a difference.
Yeah, they've got to get all the way to the Kannapolis 47 for a first down.
It is 1st and 20. That's the good news for the Spiders.
The first down part.
Yeah.
Not the 27.
Jackson. A little cross block there and out to the 30-yard line. Jason Brown on Harris.
Well, Jason Brown's got to be getting close to double figures in tackles, doesn't he?
Yeah. Actually, Lee Basinger was the guy who slowed him down initially, that replay.
Michael Davis was there, too.
Oh, those guys are always going to be around there.
Well, you know, even though the penalty pushed him back, Randy, if you're Concord, you got to be happy right now that the clock is moving. Kannapolis hasn't come back out and really stormed back like we've seen him do so many times.
They threatened, but it kind of misfired, and they've only had 1 possession, I believe, here in the second half, so you kept their offense off the field. On 2nd down, Johnson, nothing there at the 29-yard line. You play the first half to get to the second half. Des Williams once again with a tackle. You play the 3rd quarter to get to the 4th quarter.
That's all you can do. And man, Des Williams, there are 2 guys right there in your picture who have just had a tremendous game so far. Williams in there again, and Brown. Those guys have just had outstanding efforts here and have all year long.
The Shrine Bowl for North Carolina, the roster looks pretty good with Williams and Jackson out there. That's a pretty good start. They've got some.
I'm so glad they moved the day of that thing back to make sure that the top North Carolina players weren't still in the playoffs.
Exactly. 3rd and 22. Concord faced with a lot. Here is Jackson. He's got to get out of it. Coming to the sidelines, gets it blocked, 40, and shirt tackled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Where did he come from? Ryan Kraft rode him out of bounds, but Jackson looked like he was just buried, and all of a sudden he pops out.
Josh Lee got through there and looked like he had him wrapped up again. See him coming on the blitz right here? That's the 2nd time that Lee has had him, and Jackson has just gotten away.
It gives you an example of the strength of the senior, Jamel Jackson.
Well, this definitely turns the field position back in Concord's favor. Had they wrapped him up back there, Kannapolis was going to get the ball somewhere close to midfield.
That was about a 20-yard difference there. Now Walters in, standing at the 35 to kick it away. Ribbons is back. Let's see if Walters kicks it to him. Well, that's a beautiful kick. End over end Ribbons. There will be a return at the 21. Looking, and they got got him. He ran out of real estate. They had him hemmed in, and what a hit. That was Richard Howard, who has been kamikaze on these special teams tonight, looks like.
Seems like we called his name on special teams in the bell game a couple of times as well, and Ribbons just can't find anywhere to go.
So the Wonders will take over their own 27-yard line with 1:09 to go third period. Ribbons looked like he hit his, talking about the bell game, he had the bell rung just a little bit there.
Well, that was a big hit, no question.
Only the second possession of the second half for Kannapolis. They've got Kraft and Harden split to the top. Chambers will be wide to the bottom. On first down, the fullback, that's work tonight, out to the 31, 32-yard line. Kannapolis has been very successful running basically up the middle.
Fullback dive, and on the bench there with the ice pack on the neck. Is that Anthony?
I believe so. Still feeling the effects of that scary moment at Northwest Camaras. That's been, what, 1, 2, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Second out and 4 as the Wonders break the huddle at their 33.
You know, this is about the spot at the bell game where we're starting to see guys going out with cramps and stuff.
Toss to stand back, looking for the block on the corner. Doesn't get a lot, but gets out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll bring up third and short for the Wonders.
Z. Smith ran that one down from behind, and one of the Spiders looks like Courtney Caldwell stretching out there like he might be trying to fight off a cramp.
I believe Kannapolis will have a chance to get a playoff. They'll just let the clock run here as we're 3 quarters in the history books here in the second round playoff game. Concord still clinging to that 14-0 lead. 12 more minutes in the season for one of these teams. E.C. Smith urging his defense on as you see
checking out Courtney Caldwell. He was the one who we thought was trying to stretch out a cramp there a little bit ago, and he still doesn't look like he's 100% here right now, but boy, I think you probably have to get about 10 guys to wrestle him off the field at this point.
Well, as we get set for the start of the fourth and final period, you got a feeling if you're Kannapolis, you got to make something happen pretty quick, maybe this possession, to try to get back to within a one-possession game. And they'll have the first down as Caldwell carries to the 39-yard line, because the way the Spiders have controlled the ball, Courtney Caldwell with the tackle, you got a feeling you're not going to get many more shots at it.
You're right, and what you mentioned a while ago, Randy, is at this point Concord has the points they need to win the game. The main thing they want now is to keep that clock widened. And Kannapolis, you're right, desperately needs some points here. Not just from the standpoint of you know, trying to seize the game or anything, but just to give their offense something positive. They really have been not far inside the 20.
First down. They're on 39-yard line. Harden to the air. Going deep. He's got Kraft behind the coverage and overthrows by about a foot. Down to the 15-yard line. John Rary on the coverage for the Spiders, but Kraft had the advantage. You couldn't ask for a much better thrown football, just a foot too long.
Sure was, and that would have been a 60-yard touchdown there, Randy, just off the fingertips. And we saw Kraft just scorch him with this last week. Isolated on him and just out of his reach there, but he had no question gotten behind the defense and had that ball been right there, just, you know, less than a foot even. That was 6.
And yeah, Ryan Kraft, if he can get his fingertips on it, he's going to lay out for the football. We've seen him so many times in his career do that. Well, an exciting incompleted pass. It's 2nd and 10. Harden keeps it. Here's the run. He's got some room. First down, midfield, out of bounds at the 43-yard line at Concord. First time tonight Justin's been able to get some room on the option, or actually the keeper.
It really is, and I think he had the option that time, Randy. He just decided to keep it and found all kinds of room. You're right. First time that he's been able to do that tonight.
Scott McCarthy, the defensive end, they held him up just enough. He tried to get back, couldn't recover. And by that time, 16 was gone.
You don't think of Justin being a real speed burner, but he's got deceptive speed.
First down and 10. Here's the option to stand back. He's got some room. And we'll have a first down or be near it, down to the Concord 34 to 33-yard line, depending on the spot.
Kannapolis has been pounding that ball in the middle and banging away at the center of the Concord line. Now they're starting to get around the ends a little bit. Concord have been pursuing this very well for 3 quarters, but now Kannapolis is starting to make some hay with it.
11 minutes exactly to go in the ball game. 2nd and 1. Well, right now, if you're Harden, do you try that crap play again?
Maybe. He's down at the bottom of your picture.
They'll flop Chambers, the tight end, to the left side. And Harden will toss sweep this time. And cutting it against the great stand back. Eludes a tackle. Shakes a tackle, I should say. Will have the first down. And a late flag away from the point of tackle all the way back in the original line of scrimmage. Could be an unsportsmanlike.
Probably is, Randy. That was after the play, and there was some jawing. Personal foul against Concord, and that may be the break the Wonders needed.
That is a killer right there because you've stopped them. They got a first down. It's down to the 24 as we watch the play again. Standback almost got away on this one.
Sure did, and they wrestled him down there at the end, but this is going to put them in knocking on the door territory here.
You tack it on. Dead ball fouls kill you. They really do.
In the first half, all those went against Kannapolis. Now they get one to go their way, and they're definitely threatening here.
And they can still get a first down as the ball with the penalty moved down to the Spider 12. This, the deepest penetration of the night by the Wonder offense. That says something for that Concord defense out there.
I don't remember the last time that we've been able to say something like that.
First down and 10. Stand back is the tailback, and whoops, somebody may have jumped.
I think maybe it was Chambers down at the bottom on the left side there at the receiver spot. I think he may have taken off a beat early. Bruce Harden's giving instructions to Justin there, but Justin Chambers was very upset. It may have been him, the way he reacted.
We got all these Hardens on the team. We got Justins on the team. I mean, you know, it's
that happens every year. You get about 5 guys with same names or similar names.
I remember a few years ago, Carter's. I think Carter's had about 8 Carters on this one team. First and 15, stand back up the gut, down to about the 13-yard line. They'll get a little bit of the penalty back.
I think Boyd was there. Probably looked like McCarthy as well. Here it is, right up the middle. And Boyd was the one that turned him back, but that's either Helms or McCarthy down low there that helped out with the tackle as well.
Somebody was trying to help stand back up, so we have an official's timeout.
One of the Concord players has an equipment problem there.
It was kind of funny. Standback looked like he was about ready to jerk his arm out of the socket. They were trying to help him up. He wasn't ready to get up, and they were pulling on it. It looked kind of funny there for a minute.
Well, as long as that arm's still connected, you can bet he'll be in there.
What do you call it? No blood, no bone.
That's right.
Foul.
You're staying in.
I wonder if they have the coordinated suckers again this week.
Probably do.
2nd and 12 as we are inside now. 9.5 minutes to go.
He's changing.
Harden changing to the line of scrimmage. Looks for the option to stand back. Sees some folks, breaks a tackle, and got something good out of it down inside the 10, down near the 7. He looked to be stopped for maybe a couple of yards and got an extra 5 out of it.
He did. Watch, there will be about 3 Spiders here waiting for him. And Standback just makes them all miss, and finally Rary chops his legs out from under him, or he was in the house.
3rd and 5. This, you got to put points on the board. I'm not talking a field goal here.
You cannot come away from this with no points, and you desperately need a touchdown here.
3rd and 5. Let's watch the Harden keeper. That's been famous throughout his career. Now he'll toss it. Good block. Stand back. Touchdown, Kannapolis. From 7 yards out. Boy, they peeled some folks back up the middle that time, and he had a big hole to run through.
And they're just trying to get him to the outside, Randy, and let him use his outstanding athletic ability. And he fought his way into the end zone there. And now he's trying to get the crowd fired up, but they were already there.
Yeah, I believe so. The 5'11" senior brings them to within 8 points now. An all-important extra point here by Robbins. Good snap and hold. The kick is up. And the Wonders are now a touchdown touchdown and a conversion away. Still an eternity to go. The battle to see who moves on in 1999. It is 14-7 Concord. The Wonder kickoff is next. Well, we are back.
And they're excited. They never left.
Gosh, what else could we do for a topper for the week 2 weeks ago? Maybe overtime?
Oh, man, I don't know. There'll be a lot of people who won't be able to take that.
We have to send out for extra Snickers bar because we might be here for a while.
That's right. Johnny Mac Johnson back deep. Anthony ready.
They only have one guy back deep, kind of on the left side. And at the 12-yard line, Johnson will try to go the big way. Now he cuts it up the middle. Almost got away. 25-yard line. And on the coverage for Kannapolis was number 33 down there up for the JV. Rock Johnson, that's her man.
Yeah, he was. And it was a good block. Here's the touchdown again. The pitch to stand back. Good block there by McCray to get him into the end zone. A great block on this return the other way from Lawrence Harris.
Now, if you're Concord, don't change anything. Just get out there, get you a couple of first downs.
Well, what they would like to do ideally, of course, is score. But failing that, they want to get the ball close to midfield to see if they can keep Kannapolis bottled up. The Wonders have the momentum now.
And you can get in field goal right. Here's Jackson on the bootleg. Short side of the field. Wonders come up and pin him at about the 30-yard line. But a good decision. The running quarterback was senior Jamel Jackson, 220 pounds. Or actually, almost 200 pounds. He motors. He's a tough load to bring down.
Sure does. And they pulled McCarthy out here to help block, but 4 Wonders around that one to seal it up.
McCarthy just says, well, I'm going to give it up. I'm just going to lay down because there's 4 guys. I can't get them all. But he did a good job.
Well, this is the time of the game, Randy, where you want to have the ball in the hands of your guys who get it done. And Jackson is definitely that for the Spiders. You see the Wonder defense continuing to huddle there. They know, or rather the offense, they know they're going to get another crack.
Porter and Cummings are wide to the top of your screen. Twin sets behind Jackson on 2nd and 6. Looking to the air, Jackson throwing and complete. Near the first down marker, Greg Cummings, who was shaken up in the first half after a stellar performance. And
the fans don't believe it's a catch. Not only that, they're giving him credit for the first down. Let's see if it hit the ground at all. No, he got it.
That's a catch. That's legit.
Good call.
Yeah, and the officials are a lot closer than we are.
Yeah, but that was a great shot by our guys down on that side, and he definitely made the catch.
7.5 minutes to go in the regulation at the 37-yard line of Concord. The Spiders with a new set of downs to work with. Jackson to Johnson to the 40. About 3. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Jackson to Johnson.
Boy, there's too many J's running around in here, aren't there? Josh Lee, Justin Hart, Justin Chambers, Jackson, Johnson, they're everywhere.
And let's see, who else can we bring out?
The list goes on, but the main thing right now, Randy, Concord picks up 1 first down, pretty nice play there on first down, and the main thing for E.Z. Smith and his team is the clock keeps rolling.
For Kannapolis, when do you blitz? When do you take that chance? When do you try? You need a stop.
Well, they've been blitzing several times tonight already.
2nd and 7. Jackson hands off. Johnson's got a hold. He's got the first down. He's got the sidelines. 1 man pushes him out of bounds. First down inside the Wonder 25-yard line. Charlie Fox kept him out of the end zone.
He really did, Randy, and that was just an outstanding play. Watch him go to the outside here. Great blocking by the Spiders, and he is just off to the races. He has some legitimate speed. Charlie Fox wrestles him out of bounds, though, before he can take the mail.
Actually, they say he knocked him out at the Wonder 28-yard line. Now, a few more yards, and you're going to be in field goal territory. If you can't get 7, you might be putting this game out of reach.
Well, you're inside 6.5 to go. Definitely, the Wonders cannot afford to give up a touchdown at this point, and really, they probably can't afford to give up any points.
The Spiders have been error-free tonight. Jackson Jackson to Johnson, who just ran that long one. Gets outside again and cuts it down the sidelines for about 8. Fox again over there to knock him out, along with Ryan Kraft. Looked like he was bottled up in the line of scrimmage and able to bust out.
Well, he came upside and watched Ribbons come in 22, and he bounces off of him right there. Ribbons thought he had him down, but Johnson kept his feet moving and was able to break it to the outside.
They've been going wide on that, and that's worked. Up the middle's not done too well tonight because Kannapolis has been there. Timeout has been called by the Wonder defense. 6:17 to go in regulations. Spiders on the move with a 7-point lead. Nobody's left this one. They got all their money's worth and then some. Spiders have it 2nd and 2 just inside or near the Wonder 19-yard line.
The officials are holding up the play here now. There might be another equipment problem, but you know, Randy, all season long, our most exciting ball games, usually you think of a lot of points, but our most exciting games all year long have been the low-scoring affairs.
Boy, it's like a great pitcher's duel in baseball. There's a fumble, and that almost costly for the Spiders, but Lawrence Harris
did the smart thing and just falls on it. Right now, you're in field goal range. You don't want to try to do the hero move and cost your team a chance at putting more points on the board. With 6 minutes to go, if you can make Kannapolis try to have to score twice, you really got things going your way if you're Concord.
It is 3rd down and 4. That was a couple of yards you didn't really want to lose here. So the option of Jackson, the way Johnson's running the football, they're not giving it number 4.
Yeah, he's been bouncing it outside very successfully. Of course, you might let Jamel keep it.
Twin sets. Spinning by Jackson. He gets away and will be close. I think he's got the first down at the 18-yard line. He had to get right at it. And I believe, depending on the spot, I thought he had it initially, would he?
Let's see. I think he did get it based on the spot they're going to get it now. Just a nice spin move. Got him thinking he was pitching to Johnson there. Going left again. He whirls around, cuts back up the middle, and picks up the first down, or what looks to be a first down.
Too close to call. They're going to maybe bring the chains over here.
They may indeed. The clock stopped with 5:28 right now. And
well, if you're Concord,
you probably will have to go. Well, you don't have to go, but you probably will go.
Because if you kick a field goal, it's a 35-yard attempt.
Right, and by no means automatic.
Exactly. They stretch the chains, it is a first down. Not much.
Just by about the 3/4 of the length of the ball there. And that will, as soon as they can get everybody set, start the clock up again.
So the Spiders in the driver's seat right now. How many times have they maybe won the regular season game and lost the playoff in the 90s?
Well,
now they have a chance to turn the tables.
Kannapolis has won 4 straight, and I think what were we talking before the game? Bruce Harden is like 10-3 against Concord since he came to town.
I take that. I take that percentage.
That's a tremendous record against a good program like Concord's.
Jackson keeps it, cuts it to the outside. He's loose, and he could score inside the 5. Touchdown, Concord.
Wow. What speed.
Jamel Jackson. Boy, the cream does rise to the top, doesn't it?
Watch him here. The fake. He rolls out. Great block right there to spring him. And Lipscomb just can't catch him.
We talked about Lawrence Harris, and we talked about Johnny Mac Johnson. We talked about that man right there. But what a job the offensive line for the Spiders has done tonight.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to their defense, Randy. They held Kannapolis to 10 points in the first game. Right now, with 5 to go, they've held them to 7, and nobody's been able to do that to Kannapolis for years.
All-important extra point is up, and it sails left on Drew Walters. He thought, I don't know, that was pretty close. He's a little bit upset, thought he had it, but that guy's decision is final. 20-7 is the score. Spiders up by 13. But you know, we still have 5 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, but this means now, Randy, since Kannapolis has to score twice, that missed extra point will only be big if Kannapolis can go to the end zone twice. The main thing now is Kannapolis doesn't have time to rely so much on their running game. They can run to keep you off balance now, but primarily they're going to have to turn to the throwing attack, the air attack, for the rest of this game. I mean, you know, you pretty much have to go into the 2-minute drill with 5 to go since you need 2 scores. There's Clement Fleming giving some instructions to the Concord coverage team.
They said, whatever you do, there's the time of possession on that drive, and the drive of the year for the Concord Spiders. Instead of being, well, let's hope we can get a first down, they took it down the field and put some points on the board. And what can you say? A little bit of dejection right now, frustration on the Kannapolis side, but certainly neither team has given up.
Just an amazing change from the way the first game went. You know,
and that's why it's so tough to play the same team twice.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only that, but you had no turnovers and very few penalties in that first game. Here we've seen several turnovers, a lot of penalties, a lot of costly penalties.
You take the turnovers out of this game. Boy, this was a hard one to feel. Finally at the 5-yard line. And skipping out of tackles to about the 17. I think, well, everybody pile on.
Well, Ribbons might have been better served to let that one go on out of bounds, Randy. His team probably would have gotten better field position, but maybe from his angle, he felt like it wasn't going to go out of bounds, and he had to pick it up. But, you know, I mean, these kids want to make plays and want to try to do something to bring their team back, and some fans are starting to leave out of here, but, man, it's the way this team can score quickly, it's too early to be going home.
A few years ago, in a Concord Kannapolis game, a lot of folks started leaving with about 3.5 to go, and they missed one of the greatest comebacks in the storied history of these two rivals. I think Maurice Blakeney was the quarterback, Mike Morton, and a few guys who went on to the pros. Here's Harden under pressure, and he'll go down. Guess who? 75, E.C. Smith, the fourth.
He just went up in the air, forced Justin to tuck the ball back under his arm, and then came down on him. Watch him jump, and that makes him take it down, and then he takes Justin down.
The #1 ranked 3A high school football team in the state and undefeated. A.L. Brown Wonders on the verge of being pushed out of the state playoffs here in 1999 by a lot of folks look at the Concord record of 8-4. They are probably the best 8-4 football team you'll ever play, and I guarantee you nobody wants to play Concord now.
No, and you see the dejection on the Kannapolis sideline. Still a lot of time to go, though, but my goodness, the way Concord started the year, everybody started counting them out. Well, that was a little premature.
Ball tipped, but Chambers will have it. He gets up to about the original line of scrimmage up near the 15-yard line. Concord, or excuse me, Coach Harden called it, so speed it up. Let's get that 2-minute offense because
they got to hurry now. They can't wait. We're, you know, inside 4 minutes to go. You can't just walk back to the huddle. You got to have some zip in your step right now.
And Coach Harden has called for a timeout, so the Wonders will burn one of their timeouts with 3:39 to go.
I think they've only got one left now. They called one earlier on the Concord drive, didn't they?
The key is to score quickly in this series, or get it down there to have a shot, maybe at the onside kick, to have a chance to finish. Because, you know,
right.
But the most important possession is this possession right now. You don't do it here.
Yeah, if you don't do it here, the game is done. You've got to get some points here to see if you can try an onside kick or see if you can try to force Concord into a mistake. But if you don't get this first score, nothing else matters right now. And if you're Concord, especially a defensive back, you play way deep and don't let anybody get behind you no matter what.
I'm sure that is what Coach Smith is telling the likes of the guy who wears number 10 right there, Jamel Jackson, Johnny Mac Johnson as well.
You can afford to even give up a long pass play, Randy, but you just cannot let the guy get behind you and run all the way to the end zone.
3rd and 10, just over the 15-yard line. See if the Spiders come with a little heat here against Hart. Well, Justin rolls out, throws. He's got Kraft open, sidesteps one man, gets the first down, and moves to the 35, 36-yard line. And the clock will stop as they move the chains. Almost a late hit there. You got to be careful.
Well, they bounced him around a little bit, but I think if they had thrown him to the ground after that, the officials would have thrown the flag. But they kind of quit when the whistles blew. There were too many guys around for him to get away.
A hookup that's been seen a couple of years that was Justin to Kraft. And now the clock runs with 3.5 to go. First down, Wonders at the 35. Harden bumps out with pressure, directing traffic, loads it up, and throws it away.
His receivers, Randy, it looked like they got confused. Justin had to roll to buy himself some more time because they weren't open, but they didn't move toward him to try and help him out. They kind of stayed where they were.
You got to make keep moving. That's what they always tell you.
I mean, there were two receivers. He was looking for Blair on the sideline, but there were two other receivers on the far side of the field near the Kannapolis sideline who stayed on that side when Justin rolled away from him.
Faces starting to get a little long on the A.L. Brown side. They've had a wonderful year. What a run by this group of seniors.
Shoot, what about a wonderful decade?
Exactly. What about a wonderful last 20 years?
Yeah.
It ain't over with yet. Here's Harden being punched, and he'll throw it away. He was outside. That's not...
Well, it wasn't. They're going to throw the flag on that one.
They're saying he wasn't completely out of that zone, and intentional grounding. They'll lose the down.
And yardage.
And it'll bring up third down.
And Bruce Harden is telling Justin Harden, you can't do that. And he's saying, I know, but I didn't have anywhere to throw it.
They'll run out of bounds.
Yeah, well, that might have been better there, but, you know, in the heat of the moment, and you see people chasing you around like that, I guess he thought somebody was close or he was outside of the area where they'd throw the flag on him.
So now the Wonders down to basically 2 plays in the season here. Third down and 15. Okay, the loss of down. Okay, they're going to penalize him from the point.
The point of the throw, yeah.
Throw. Okay, so there's another 5 yards. So it'll move it back to the 22 with 3:09 to go.
And they've got to get what, to just barely across the 45?
Yep. Long way, but you got a couple of downs and a couple of shots here. Stand back is the tailback here. Obviously, he becomes a potential pass receiver here in this situation. Harden. Here comes Z. Smith with some pressure. They bump at the stand back. He eludes one man and gets out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So it'll be fourth down.
Oh, they have really just struggled to get Z. Smith blocked tonight.
Hats off to that young man.
Watch him coming through here at the top of your picture. He's only had the 1 sack, I believe. He may have had another one. I think only the 1, but you don't have to get sacks if you're continually flushing the quarterback out of the pocket and make him throw before he's ready and make him run around back there and do things he doesn't want to have to do. It's just as effective.
Fourth down and 17, Woody. The season for the Wonders on the line on this play. Now we have 3 wide receivers, keeping 2 here in the backfield to block. Justin Harden, straight drop, and will go deep, looking, double coverage. The loop battle is on, and it's going to be intercepted. Concord. Jamel Jackson took it away from Blair Harden, and the Concord side has erupted, and that might do it. The Spiders just have to run out the time.
Third turnover for the Wonders on the night. Blair Harden was there, but so were 2 Concord Spiders, Rary and Jackson were there. And I think, Randy, I read something this week that Justin Harden had 2 interceptions in the first game of the year and not another until right now.
Well, and more than likely that will end his high school football career. That probably will be the last pass he'll throw. And you just got to, congratulate this team. These guys 12-1, I'll take it every year.
Guarantee you, man.
They'll lose the likes of the Chambers and the Hardens and the Standbacks.
They just reload.
Well, yeah. The cupboard is not bare by any means. Josh Lee.
Now the officials have stopped the play. I don't know what they're... Kannapolis is taking a timeout. That's the call.
I'm sitting here looking at Lee and Caldwell are going to be back next year for the Wonders. Hey, boy, that's a pretty good nucleus to start your offense around. We'll take a break as well with 2:53 to go in the ballgame. Concord has done it so many times, maybe not necessarily in the postseason, but has probably come to Memorial Stadium and won when they weren't supposed to win. But then Kannapolis has done the same thing to them, done at Bailey Stadium, and I guess things have a way of evening it out. Although you see the long faces there, goodness Goodness gracious, 12-1. You look at this program since at least the senior class at Kannapolis, what, the state championship. These seniors are going to go out. They got rings.
Well, you look at teams that don't get to go to the playoffs very often. You know, Northwest is back for the first time in several years, for example. Kannapolis goes to the playoffs every year.
It's kind of automatic. You have the regular season to get to the big season, the big dance. And Concord is going to survive, and they'll be to the big dance mainly because of that guy who's carrying Josh Lee out of bounds. And Coach Smith probably said, I don't want him to do that.
He wanted him to stay in.
Concord will go to 9-4. Now keep in mind, 2 of those losses were the first 2 games of the year, when it really didn't matter, non-conference. The other losses were in the conference, 2 very good football teams.
You see Bill Whiteman there was giving instructions to his defense, yeah, but
one of those they met in the playoffs tonight and could very well be next week. We'll just have to wait and see. Northwest and Kannapolis, the only teams to beat them in the conference.
And you know, at the first of the year, they were starting a lot of younger guys in the secondary and had lost a lot of players and were just trying to gel together, and they sure have.
Here we go with the fullback up the middle, and look out. Here is Desmond Thomas into the clear. Duran Lipscomb is trying, believe me, to bring him down. Help arrives. They push him out of bounds at the 27-yard line. That is just determination by the 220-pound senior. He said, I want one. I want one of these touchdowns.
He sure did, and he was running downfield, Randy. He knew he wasn't going to outrun these guys. As big as he is, these speedy defensive backs. So here, he's looking, who can I hit? Here's one. Let me hit him.
I tell you what, that was almost not a stiff arm. That was like a sucker punch there. But they were battling for about 15 yards. 1:51 remaining in the 4th period. Concord.
Jamel Jackson coming out there. His jersey is just hanging in tatters off his pads.
They might bronze that one and put it in the trophy case. What a tremendous win tonight for the Concord Spiders. Easy Smith, the kids, the fans, City of Concord. And really for Cabarrus County, because, you know, somebody's got to lose, but you'll take your chances in the next round with either one of these teams.
Well, we said at the beginning, it's a shame that this is such an early playoff game. You know, these 2 teams deserve to meet each other a few rounds down the road.
Here we see Jackson. Boy, he has been so deceptive tonight and virtually flawless, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
In his efforts to keep Kannapolis' defense off stride, and has done just enough. And you look up there and you got 20 points on the board. And don't forget, we got another headliners. We might have less people, but that won't mean we won't have as much fun.
That's right, and hopefully we'll have 2 coaches in there.
If not, we know one will be there. You see the Concord sideline across the far away. Boy, they
rocking and rolling, aren't they?
Are certainly doing it. Concord running the clock out as Desmond Thomas carries inside the 20, inside a minute to go in this game. The Spiders, just the last thing they're thinking about, the heck with that victory bell.
They want to keep going in the playoffs. 40 seconds to go now, and the fans are ready to cut loose.
Should be a celebration tonight.
And the officials have stopped the play now.
34 ticks to go.
Are they going to measure?
Yeah, they might.
Wonders, I believe, had the option, so that may be a deal where they asked them to measure.
Hey, our hats off to the folks here at Al Brown and Bruce Harden. Congratulations on a great season while we have a minute. Thanks for all the cooperation they provided us. And
they treat us great.
And to all those seniors out there, the Justin and Blairs and the Crafts and everything. Thanks for some great memories. We enjoyed. I tell you what, you guys make us look good.
Remember, we talked about this several times. He's just short. We talked about this several times. Remember when Bruce first came to town and Justin and Blair would come to headliners with him and sit out there in the studio audience? They were little bitty kids, and now they're ready to graduate high school. Man, we're getting old, Randy.
I remember my son, he's graduating this year, and they used to all go out in the parking lot and play, what do you call it, paper ball or the cup ball and everything. Just the toys have gotten a little bigger as they go.
Yeah. Well, 3rd and very, very short, but Concord is not concerned about the first down right now. This will probably be the last play of the game.
They capitalized on 2 special team mistakes and fumbles, on the one on a punt, the other on a kickoff, and punched him in for a 14-0 lead. Here's Jackson will have the first down inside the 10-yard line as the clock runs down, and it will stop with 5 seconds to go. The Spiders, the celebration has begun. They won't even have to run another play. As soon as they signal the ball in play and the fans getting ready to come out onto the field, the clock still shows 5 seconds left. And boy, I tell you what a difference a couple of weeks can make. And we will see a tremendous show of sportsmanship after this game by both sides. And once again, a well-played game. And Concord will advance. Kannapolis ends at 12-1, a great year. So there will be a new #1 team in the state. Concord lives to fight another day. There you see the head coaches, and gosh, 2 great class guys. We'll be back with post-game comments for you in just a minute. 1999 will be remembered as one of the greatest Concord wins here tonight at Memorial Stadium. Woody Kane has found E.Z. Smith, I believe, and all those folks downstairs.
Okay, thanks, Randy. We're down here with Coach E.Z. Smith and a couple of his kids down here. But, Coach, first of all, congratulations. What an effort by your kids.
Thank you, Woody. It was a great effort. I can't say enough good things about Bruce Harden, A.L. Brown Wonders. They're a great championship team. We were very fortunate. We had some good breaks, made the plays, and won the ball game.
Talk about the way you guys came out. You kind of shook things up a little bit from what you had normally done. What was your thinking there?
Well, we felt like we had to run at them. I put C in fullback, tried to get some movement, got some turnovers, and we just made some plays when we had to.
And that was a real key. We thought the first game, very few penalties, no turnovers at all. This game, you get a couple of turnovers quickly, and that really got you rolling.
Well, you know, 2 great programs. You know, people in Concord and Kannapolis need to be proud of what A.L. Brown and Concord have done. I'm just glad, you know, this kind of gets a little monkey off my back. A lot of people didn't think we could beat them in the playoffs, but I just thank the Lord. Mama, we did it for you, baby. I told you we were going to win this one.
Okay, Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, let's go back upstairs to Randy.
Okay, thanks. We're going to take a break, and we will tell you who those Concord Spiders will meet in the next round of the playoffs, and it's almost a country neighbor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. The Spiders winning tonight 20-7, and let's go field side once again. Here's Woody Kane.
Okay, we're down here with Coach Bruce Harden. The first thing we got to say, Coach, is congratulations on not only a fine season, but just an outstanding decade here at Kannapolis.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it. This was a special year. These young men played hard, great group of coaches, and we really enjoyed every day together and our preparation and our Friday nights. And hate to see it come to an end, but those things happen.
And the first game, very few penalties, very few turnovers. In this game, Concord got a couple of turnovers on you early, and that really seemed to get them rolling.
Yeah, that set the tempo, and then it kind of threw us out of our rhythm. We had to play catch up, and I guess we were a little impatient, you know, and we didn't establish field position. And they did the right things, and we just kind of had to play catch up. And his team came in here ready to play football tonight, and they did a great job. Congratulations to them. Good luck in the playoffs.
And in spite of everything else, it's got to be real special for you, I know, to be able to see both your kids through their senior season. How does that make you feel?
It has. It's, you know, just very privately, it's probably one of the most special things that that's ever happened to me in my life, and I've really enjoyed it, and I've been blessed, very gratifying. So it's hard to put in words, but it's been very special.
All right, now I want to remind you something. On Headliners the other night, you promised that little 6th grader you were going to be around when she got here.
Okay.
That's the same thing you said the other night.
Well, I just feel bad right now for the kids and all the coaches and the fans who supported us, you know. But tomorrow will come up, and, you know, everything will be fine.
Okay, Coach, congratulations, and thanks for taking the time with us.
Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Randy.
Okay, thanks, Woody. Bruce Harden, class individual. Let's take a look at some final numbers for you as far as the biggest number was 20-7, And there you see, boy, Concord really put on a rushing show, especially in the second half. 218 yards, 266. The totals, obviously, you would think, well, a pretty even game. First downs, ironically, 11 each. Passing, Concord only attempted, I think, 1 pass or maybe 2 passes in the second half. Turnovers, 3 turnovers, but the 2 big ones hurt Kannapolis, especially in Concord, able to push it in early and get that momentum, and as Coach Harden said, get that field position. Penalties, pretty much even, but what a job Jamel Jackson and his teammates did. It was totally a team effort tonight for Concord. They will advance, and guess what? They're going to play their neighbors, Northwest Cabarrus High School. We hope you will join us, and I know you will. 8 o'clock Wednesday night, live in our studio. Glenn Padgett, E.Z. Smith. It'll be round number 2, Northwest and Concord in the Elite 8 of the State 3A High School Football Playoffs. For Woody Kane, Steve Gant, and the entire Metro 11 production staff, Randy Whitley saying thanks for being with us. Have yourself a great week.